Jerky and Raj, ready to give it their all once again. Short words this time in just a moment, but again, of course, let me just ask this before we have the other team out. Will it be the same result, Tara?
Their OTPs, 100%.
OTPs, one-trick ponies, how appropriate for the cowboy hat. Now on the other side, in this best of 7, ladies and gentlemen, earning their way right back for the matchup. It's from America, the top team, the super team. Give it up for TLC. Nero clutch on the back line with Cooper, Tastic, Paulie, and more. Vess, Energy, and Spittery. Do they have what it takes to get this sweet revenge? We'll find out in just a moment, and going right to it. We had Paulie. Now, Nero, let me ask you, how will this result change?
I mean, that was just a warm-up.
Just the warm-up. Love to see it. Now, Clutch Factor, I've got to go over here to Energy. Energy, you ready to get the dub?
Of course.
Of course. Done. Getting it done. One more. Jerky. All the way here at the end. Jerky, you have tasted greatness. Fell just short at the grand finals. Different result today?
Yeah, definitely. I'm not happy that they ended their win streak, though.
Not happy they ended the win streak there, folks. Domination in streak ended that in streak. We've got one winner coming up, the trophy, ready to go. Let's get this thing going. LA, make some noise. Viewers, get hyped. This is it. This is the grand finals, mid-season finals 2026.
Let's absolutely go! As Cozy said, it's the grand finals of the mid-season finals. We have a potential for a repeat. Draft teaser for you. We had a potential for a repeat performance coming in from Na'Vi, formerly of Rad, ironically, as they had an incredible run of this tournament and they are fighting for their way back to try and get it again. Or can this be the first ever American winner of an international event for Marvel Rivals? Gaskin, you are in the weird position of being from the UK, living in America and covering the Americas. Vulnerable, you're in the weird position of being from Canada, living in the Americas and covering EMEA. So you're both sort of in the fence, so I feel like we could not have a more biased but also neutral analysis desk set up here. But let's talk about the map as we start on out here. Vulnerable, this is going to be hell's heaven to start us off here.
Yeah, if it was going to be any other map for Na'Vi, I would have been like, okay, maybe not 2-0, 2-1 that they could take this, but this is their crux. It feels like it's been a struggle for them against some of the other teams, notably Team Heretics and Virtus Pro, one of the only domination maps they have dropped the entire season. So there's definitely some footage on them on what's worked, but that's been multiple patches ago in the preseason. So looking ahead here, it might just be a sore spot for them that they got to make sure that they focus in for.
Yeah, that is worth noting that even though we have all these stats, and we'll try and make sure that Terra returns, because boy, has Terra been good. No, but genuinely, right, since the start of this tournament, I've been saying I think TLC can win, and you guys at EMEA have been watching Na'Vi all this time, and you've been saying, no, it's going to be easy for Na'Vi, or we think Na'Vi are the better team. You have now seen TLC, Vulnerable, right?
Yes.
You've seen them play at the very best. Do you think that TLC have a chance here in this grand final? I'm sorry to ask questions and stuff, but I would just like to know from your point of view after seeing so much.
I mean, I'd have to be under some sort of spell or psionic seduction to say that like they don't have a chance, but I think they do have a chance here. If any team was going to have that opportunity to take down Na'Vi in this meta, in this tournament, in this moment, it would be Team Liquid Citadel, and I think they can do it.
So we converted one. There we go. We're all TLC fans now. It's as easy as that. We got it, boys. But yeah, this is going to be a very important lock and ban phase here.
Insanity that I, as the host, have to take a stand and say that this has got to be Na'Vi. They just have to show it one more time. We're heading into this bad phase, and we're going to be starting off Mantis taken away, Mag taken away. We have some very important characters. Vod, what are some characters going to play a key role in this draft?
I mean, the big thing here, this is the exact same start as we saw before with the Magneto save every time for Na'Vi, and now also the Ultron save for Team Liquid Citadel. But I got to figure out if we're going to go Storm or if we're going to go Rocket. The Storm wasn't quite working in domination at the start too well against their opponents, but we'll see if that's going to be the focus here.
The 1 in 26 and 1 were Na'Vi beating Team Liquid Citadel on domination in their previous encounter. This could make it a 1 in, I believe, 27 and 2 is what it would be. So technically a 2. I can't count. There's going to be a Rocket Protect for Na'Vi. The Storm not coming in here. And now Liquid Citadel with their final ban on the board. But they did manage to get themselves their mags, so it's mags on both sides, Gaskin.
Remember day one when Fox told me there wasn't going to be any rocket bans or locks? Fox, I know you're listening, buddy. And,
All right.
I don't often gloat, but here I will. Anyway, this is a very good ban phase, I think, from TLC. I like the one-sided Ultron. I've had to point something out here.
Let's go for this very quickly. You've talked about that you're being won over a little bit by the teams, but now let's talk about the draft. Gaskin, one word. Who have you got this?
TLC.
Audible, one word.
Na'Vi.
Let's find out what our casters think. Let's head over to our caster desk to start our grand finals. Guys, take it away and bring us home.
Thank you so much, Tetcher. This is it, what we've all been waiting for all year, folks. This is the grand finals. I am Cozy, joined by Shib, bringing it to you all summer long. It's so good to be back together, bud.
I'm so excited to be here, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise for the grand finals. First match starting up right now.
Na'Vi, Team Liquid Citadel. Will history repeat itself both in the win before and in land similar results? We find ourselves in domination, and they put it so well, Jim. I mean, TLC is pretty much flawless, but the one flaw was Na'Vi.
That's it. They got it downloaded them. I mean, there wasn't a bunch of changes in the ban phase, and I think that's something that we will see as we get deeper into the series. I love this top-down look as we start up our first match.
Now listen, again, if they played 5 times, I think the outcome is different every time, and so they're not going to see a lot of changes outright with what was banned, protected, and more. All the studs, every superstar starts right now.
It's all about who shows up. The question is, who shows up today? On the high side, Jerky looking for an early engage here. Dropping back, gets a tackle onto Spiedery. This is going to be the first pick, and yes, goodbye. Down goes one on the side of TLC.
Now, we've only seen one Wolverine so far get a lot of success, and that is Jerky looking for the beef. Now, Terra going to do the same as the gun and the Monster Hunter in Elsa, trying to find that opening pick.
Numbers evened up right here with the BRB. Another tackle. Somebody stopped him, just running through them as Jerky finds Polly once more.
You cannot stop the slice, the dice. He's hunting. He wants more. Jerky stopped before the grand finals last year, looking to get that exclamation point.
Terra building that ultimate now, 50% already and climbing Crook at 70. Don't know how that's possible. Energy and Vest go down as TLC is driven back to the spawn door. The point is capped by Na'Vi.
Yeah, so far, same result, right? Just painting blue there for the elimination feed. The point going to him first. If you look at what we have, Crook being close to the invisible boundary, and honestly, TLC is still a mile away from any help.
Yeah, Na'Vi just kind of playing, it's like they're going right back to where they left off. TLC's got to find some confidence here and move forward. You can see the composition on screen, probably trying to take that space. Thing, it's been a massive problem in this tournament. Definitely something to keep your eye on.
And we're seeing one X-Men get a lot of success here. Now Spiedery going to go on to that storm to open up the clouds and get the thunderstorms rolling for them. Close Terra with the Glartrox. That was the X factor last time to get them to win. The invisible boundary is up, the folding is out, and here we go. Nero pressing the Q to get Liquid Citadel trying to build the fortress.
The Glartrox lands on a few, but does get bursted quickly. Well done as the Royal Flush was committed. Nobody has gone down. The Sia combination, trust me, going in with the Psionic. It's going to find a few as Terra is cleaning house after that 33 KO game from before.
Now right now just picking up right where they left off, and that is just absolute domination here in domination. Shortly, using most, Raj has the Q, Meteor M has slammed every single hero the last time these teams met up. See you ready and more. TLC have to respond, but can't use too much here.
And we got Raj available from the side of Na'Vi. Plenty of ults here for Team Liquid Citadel. Spiedery on that storm, but it doesn't matter with Terra's just finding these picks in the neutral. Goodbye to Vess, was holding on to that Meteor M.
I mean, just pushing all the way into the spot. It's crazy. I mean, we just saw Liquid Citadel look so dominant, and now, once again, up against the EMEA Giants and Na'Vi. Can't play scared, Shib. Liquid Citadel has the Qs. We gotta get this thing rolling.
Now, they can't keep having this happen. They're falling every single time in the neutral prior to any engagement. Now, the ults are gonna be even. Spiedery goes in with a Hurricane. The Sia is there, but there's the Meteor. Comes down heavy, looking towards backline. Good movement and great eat by Vess to slow the pace, but 94% here already for Na'Vi.
Yeah, solid absorb, and they committed. TLC used what they had, and they're going to even more. You've got Vess up in the skies looking for the slam down. Comes down, finds the connection on the mag on mag violence.
Jerky trades it into Speedery as level 1 Crook finds Vest. The rest comes through on a Raj. And again, the numbers for Na'Vi are here. Overtime is ticking down. Crook finding energy. And wow, TLC is just dwindling through as overtime ticks down.
Yeah, loses the front line, but Bin does not break. It's Na'Vi looking clean in our first zone and domination in this best of 7 shift.
Yeah, I mean, that was tough. TLC never had it in those moments. There's multiple times when they were waiting, got pushed in right to the spawn door, and then instead of trying to bounce back with an alt fight, just getting found in the neutral time and time again. You cannot allow that to happen.
I mean, listen, without that meteor im, Raj was the only one to take the casualty. Everybody else looking clean zeros across the board. That's not where you want it. You have to reset. Obviously, long marathon here if you're TLC, having to play now through this whole day 4, but it's time now to play your best.
Yeah, you got to shake off those nerves. Right now, Na'Vi are playing like a team that belong on this stage, in TLC playing like a team that's got a little bit, a little nervous right now, buddy.
Yeah, listen, I mean, if you see what Na'Vi's doing, right, it's just massive neutral picks before the fight even begins. You saw it there on Trust Me, who's just continued to take that leadership role we know when this team came together, and always on the battlefield as well. That's what me and you talk about all the time, that if you pick one Vanguard to have on your side at a LAN, it's going to be Trust Me.
Absolutely. Just so passionate about the game, and that's where Na'Vi really drives forward. We heard Tara mentioning the passion of this team, and it drives them to take this tournament. They don't care about the money, they want the title. As we begin our next fight, map 2, Na'Vi up 1-0 into TLC.
2 big bads going up against one another. This is the matchup I have my eyes on all day. Monster Hunter v Monster Hunter. Jerky though, there it is. The Kidnap looking for more, hits the ceiling, trying to find the connection, slices, dices, looking for it. It's gonna come up empty.
Now applying pressure through the invisible boundary of level 1 Crook. So again, just farms that out like no other. He's trying to get a pick here. The story of Energy versus Terra is very much prevalent, but Terra's winning that conversation right now without a doubt. Sonic Seduction able to find one, and that's going to pull Vest. Cooper trades it into Terra, though, but the rest come through onto Terra. And Raj finds energy and trickling down again. Na'Vi is deleting Team Liquid City.
Yeah, that's why that Rocket Protect's so huge, right? I mean, Fate just constantly underrated. Might not be the flashiest hero ship, but just time and time again having that clutch factor available. And listen, they did well surviving the first onslaught, but the rest to come. Terra still has the Glartrox ready.
Yeah, they're really prioritizing the Rocket. Fate has done a great job on that hero and consistently farming that Sia quickly, but again, they're actually locking Rocket. I don't know why the ban doesn't come through from TLC, but I guess they don't prioritize it, but they're just, I believe it could be a solution.
I mean, how many times have we seen time and time again? Best of 7, a lot of game to go, right? Can't throw it all out at once as Cooper gonna find Terra. That's the pick to open it up. It is just the respawn on respawn. Back from elimination is going to be Terra, and they clean up just like that.
Oh, the momentum is so in Na'Vi's favor right now. Liquid Citadel's got to drop back and reset. Re-engage here with Pauly trying to force out something. There's no answer yet from Na'Vi, besides Raj, which will be there in a moment. Oh, this could be big by Jerky, trying to engage quickly, but no. Still holding on to that passive.
Yeah, they're getting these opening picks, but then the rest is blue after. I mean, slow down, take a deep breath. They've got to come up with a battle plan here early in Hell's Heaven.
Yeah, you can tell this team has definitely been studying this last matchup. It took a little break, locked in on what they needed to do, and I'll tell you what, they are not faltering at all.
Yeah, folks, this is why it's crazy as the Glartrox comes out, trying to find that connection once again. Time and time again, we see that from energy, but once again, coming up empty. It's going to be the Neo-Peasants from above, up Pauly, all connection on, the slice, the dice, the dance, and the butterfly finds 2, and finally some life here for TLC.
Yeah, Dance with a Butterfly, it hasn't had that much success in this tournament. Speedery able to make something work there, but again, Na'Vi, this is a fight they're allowed to lose. Trust Me turns it back, though. Pauly finds Raj and Nero into Trust Me to try to even the numbers. They will finally get this point, but 85% here for Na'Vi. Their entirety of their team just got to lock in, lose a couple fights, come back with ults, and this match is theirs.
Just all that for a drop of blood. We love to say it against Titans,
Yeah.
right? And Thanos themselves. That has been Na'Vi against this team. It's crazy. We've watched TLC so many times, look so dominant in domination. Now it's not the story. Terra with that opening pick as always. Speedery being that pester in the backline, squashes the bug.
Yeah, Na'Vi's just suffocating them right now as TLC's got to try to minimize the amount of usage of these ultimates. Terra with an off-map opportunity. It looks like it gets Pauly. Goodbye. That's going to be the first pick of this fight. Up in the sky with the Psionic now, looking for the Raging Royal Flush. Meteor Rep to try to be an answer. Does this land from Vest? It could be big. Instead, going to trade into that Sia. The dance floor comes out now as they're holding on here from Cooper.
I mean, we know Hell's Heaven is known for the off-maps, but up there, up top, in the top rope is something we don't see often. Huge from Terra. Cooper, once again, trying to find that. Trade on the DPS, fighting on the point already. Portal from Pauly, trying to keep this thing alive. 50% in climbing, but it's Raj, it's Magneto, shutting that door.
Now, I mean, there's some trades here from Energy and Vest, but it doesn't matter. Portal's been committed, 90% in climbing. Point captured here by Na'Vi. They are not letting up, foot on the gas, and they are driving right through this Citadel.
Absolutely. Now they're hunting at this moment. Trust me, trusting himself, hunting more. Terra finds one, and all of Liquid Citadel falling one by one. Shib, this isn't looking close.
Yeah, there's got to be a major change here. We're going to see Energy finding one at least. The next fight numbers are there. They're stalling the point, but not for long as Vest falls. Now the Vanguard line is dwindling. No ults available. OT ticking down, and this could be it. The touch, but not for long. Goodbye. That's going to be map 1 Na'Vi.
Na'Vi makes clean work there in domination once again, and that is going to send, is it 27-2 here for Team Liquid Citadel? It makes it look like light work. Can't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like fire and water. 26 straight dominations, and then losing 2 back-to-back to the team that's up against them in the grand finals.
Yeah, for you, Shib, what do you feel like just needs to have immediate change, right? Obviously, pick and ban goes a long way. That's the first place to fix it. Is it mental? I mean, we just saw what they were able to do down there to Rad, but it's a different story.
Yeah, it gets tricky. I think they're really prioritizing from the side of Na'Vi, the Magneto, and now the Rocket. So if you can try to find a way through that, but the trouble is they really lock that mag. Second ban every time, and when you're forced to ban out Mantis, they're going to get that pick.
Yeah, when Raj has the mag, it's dangerous territory. I mean, listen, it's a team sport, right? All the team here really needing to step up as one, as we've continued to see on the stat line. For me, though, the it factor, we know when we've talked about him, Energy, I've got to see more of those openings and then creating the rest of the opportunity for what is TLC.
There's always that conversation between Energy and Terra, and we got to see Terra get walked down at Midtown, and you saw the anger on screen, and then right after that, just walks through, gets the 3rd point, takes it to OT, and ends with a 66-9 round. That's the kind of momentum Energy needs to turn around for his team.
Yeah, and the passion of what did he say? He said, you did not bring a trophy to America, so I guess I will, even if it's for EMEA's side of things. And we saw that so many times back in the past of 100 Thieves and more. Terra just clicking the on switch when things look down, but guess what? They're not even close to that, and now he's able to just play and ride with that momentum, which goes such a long way here at Rivals.
Yeah, I also want to shout out Jerky as we see Jerky making some plays here on the Wolverine. Not a ton of value out of Wolverine plays throughout this whole tournament, but Jerky has been consistently making things happen on these off angles, finding the Vanguard early in these picks, forcing them to lose one of the neutral and reset, and that's just time on point.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you look back at this team that was able to win the MSF last year, right? They had 2 big additions, both in Terra, but Jerky as well, and we could both say it was the Psylocke OTP, right? And just able to change it on a dime and really be as flexible as anyone in the game.
Yeah, looking at these stats here, just pretty even across the board from Trust Me all the way down to Fade. Everyone getting some involvement, but Jerky with 7, Terra with 9, Raj and Trust Me up there with 7 and 9 as well. This team, everybody gets committed, everyone gets picks in the neutral. They just kind of sit up there at their spawn door.
Yeah, listen, I mean, we talk about it all the time when you have a best of 7. You don't want to throw everything out right away, all the tricks up the sleeve. Where they did look dominant was Yggdrasil. Funny enough, we always talk about Yggdrasil being such a dominant map, and they're going to take it right there. I like this play, right? Sometimes they save best map for later. You cannot allow this thing to get away from you. 2-0, and it's a whole other story.
Yeah, you need to try to change the momentum in your favor. Right now, it is very much not, so let's see if they can get a win here and move forward, make this a 1-1 series. Head into map 3.
Asgard, a hell of a location in Marvel, and here in LA, a great location for a beautiful day 4 in this thing to crown our champion. Players locked back in. You can just tell the confidence there on Na'Vi vibing. I mean, we saw earlier when they did look down a bit previously in the series, Terra over there yelling at trust me, calming everything down, right? Yeah. This Na'Vi, though, is very hard to beat at this stage.
Yeah, emotion's not always a bad thing, though. It's passion, right? We talked about how this team really just wants this. It's about the title, not necessarily the money, although the money is nothing to joke about with that 160K.
Yeah, no, absolutely here. For TLC, you know, they are obviously getting here. Coach Gator, what can they cook up to continue the success? And what we saw in Yggdrasil last time was Energy being him, right? The triple Vanguard, maybe have him on the mag. We saw that from time and time again. That is a huge ticket to victory. Do you want the Rocket Band there?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, Adam now comes into fruition. These triple comps are now going to be a big problem. Paulie, you know, could be playing the Penny, which is we've seen a lot of today. I think there's been some success there, maybe a little too much commitment into that composition, but we'll see what they elect to do and if they change it up, because you know for a fact that Na'Vi's done their homework.
Yeah, listen, there's a lot of flexibility here with the top players. Definitely none from Mr. Fantastic here on the top stage. But the big thing, if you do look at someone like Team Liquid Citadel, they had a lot of comfortability in things like Captain America we're not seeing anymore, right? Vest obviously having to pick up some new roles as well. So it's not about being flexible, but also just adapting so quickly on the fly, building new team-ups in the game as well. How can you use it to your advantage?
Yeah, it's team synergy. It gets tricky because Vest is so strong on Magneto, for an example, and when you have to pull that away to pull it towards maybe somebody like Energy or Pauly. Vest now has to run on something maybe not necessarily not as comfortable, but not something they can carry the game with. Whereas Na'Vi, I truly believe they do not have a composition they cannot run.
No, I mean, listen, shit. 3 finals. I mean, they've been to every single one. That is absolutely just unprecedented. Even the early of this esport, it's disgusting. They're always finding a will and a way. And what is even more scary than that? Someone like Trust Me having that dream taken away last year. Yeah, the hunger is all the way there. I bet you he is reminding himself of that moment.
100%. You use that to fuel you. I was there in that moment, seeing the sadness, the devastation of losing against VP, and they vowed to take home the next one. And I'll tell you what, right now they are looking like they're going to.
Yeah, listen, I said earlier against Rad, you know, it takes those low lows to get to the high highs. I remember the tears on the stage, right? Those are those lows, and now trying to find that high is going to be Na'Vi. And again, it's crazy when you look at region v region, right? And the teams within. It's always been the story of the Titans here, but right now, Na'Vi just feels comfortable. It's not even about skill level at the moment, it's just the comfortability here at LAN. They're at the home turf.
Yeah, they're smiling, you know? They're over here smiling in this matchup, feeling comfortable. Well, hey, maybe not Raj.
No, absolutely. Yeah, Raj, I'm always looking for interviews after Na'Vi wins. I'm like, and not Raj. We'll move forward on from here. And, you know, maybe it's just Mag players. I know Duep was the same there. He ran away from me at one point. But either way, we have this team, TLC, and what makes them special and the story of how they got here, a lot of it ran through the back line. I want to focus on that. We always talk about the flashy, dashy duelists. Listen, Cooper, it's this trust me mechanic he's got of just that leadership, the knowledge, the want factor from Cooper, right? And on the other side, talk about Nero, because this is a player, right, that continues to just have clutch in the veins.
Yeah, I've always said Nero's one of those strategists that plays aggressive. When White Fox was meta, was always next to Pauly on the dive and committed, ready to teleport out. That's something you don't always see in a strategist player. Nero is very aggro. Also can run the Ultron, but again, their team just has a little bit of overlap, so instead of electing to have Speedery run that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all about a game of matchups, right? You look at any sport, that's how they break it down in the practice room. Game day is one thing. The results are shown on practice, on scrims. We talk about this all the time. Na'Vi going into the grand finals last year, not the best scrim records, right? And obviously did show a little bit, but that's the time and place to try things out, especially when there's Marvel Rivals 2 going on with all these team-ups.
Yeah. Teams are still trying to figure out the meta. I think teams found meta here when they started going into scrims and said, all right, this comp is a little cheesy, maybe we should match this, but we will be getting into the ban phase, and what are the chances of that? Mantis being banned first.
Yep, you know, we're only gonna get 2, I thought maybe 1, but no, we're gonna get 2 Mantis plays and 2 bans to follow. The Ultron Protect coming right out the rip there to get Speedery on that flex position. That's what got them to success last time at Yggdrasil Path. Expect to see more of it.
Yeah, I could have guessed this. We're going to see the Ultron save here from Team Liquid Citadel. Outside of that, it could be the Penny, potentially the Mag. They were able to do that before, but so consistently every time, Storm, Mag, Rocket there for Na'Vi. It's gotta find a way through it.
So there's the difference, right? They're going to ban that rocket. Going to go ahead and get down.
That's a big change.
Because how many times did it get the opening pick, and then right back through the respawn was Na'Vi, and then they finished the job from there.
Actually won this exact map, banning the rocket. I've mapped 2, so this is something that I said, you know, this is not necessarily a win condition, but it's not a win condition.
Yeah, no, without question. I think a good ban here from the Adam Warlock up top. Obviously, you don't want to allow that. Especially on Yggdrasil Path. There's definitely maps that kind of lean themselves. Triple support, very good, obviously, whether you're at rank or here live at the pros, but this is one to get the ban in.
Yeah, and Fate is obviously a very strong Warlock. We got to see some of those plays in Museum up in the double digits. Finals was sneaking into the back line once his team went down and still got 2 on his own before the team came back in. That's the kind of level of talent that Fate has. You need the confidence to be able to make that happen.
That's a good job bringing up the talent. You know, at home, I'm like, you know, I'm not too shabby at this game. And then I see some of these plays made.
Oh, I'm cheeks.
Oh, wait, I am bottom of the barrel. But no, either way, looking at what they're trying to bring here on the stage. LA, get loud. Viewers in the chat, let's get the emotes going. We got Liquid Citadel versus Na'Vi. Match number 2 as the teams lock in.
Yggdrasil Path, the strange, unique compositions, the spawn break. Be ready to see if there's any changes, but we know what we've seen in the past, a lot more Punisher nowadays.
We talk about it all the time, why we love this map. First of all, it kind of lends itself to all play styles, right? If you're new at watching Rivals or like some of these words on like what's going on, front to back is huge here, but you can also play dive depending on the point and the pressure. I think that's why a lot of people like it. Kind of plays similar to something like Clintar.
You know what's funny is over these last few days, there has been some dive on the teams, usually DD to try to distract backline, but now teams are electing to run double gun, essentially. Not necessarily hit scan, obviously Bucky being up there with projectile, but it's finding success, so we'll see if they elect to do that here.
And I think that's a great point, because one of the only teams that had been able to pull off that double hit scan has been Na'Vi, right? Because you lose the pressure and all the aggression of the dive, but at Ship, that doesn't matter when everybody's just fallen from the guns here as we get Na'Vi. TLC, the Tree of Destiny, ready to roll. 3, 2, and 1, doors open.
This composition will be locked here for Team Liquid Citadel. Bucky going to be the one that is played. Cooper, as is tradition at this point, running the gambit. Nero on the rocket. Vess on the mag and Speedery on that storm. A lot of damage coming out of this composition. Can they walk through this front? Taking the first corner. Spawner being held on the divot on the right side. A very good position.
In their first matchup, I did not see them enable Vess War to do what he does best. The Magneto ready, the Chaotic Sword, trying to find the slice, the dice. Trust me, get the freebie on the mines, though, as Paulie falls early. There is the one-sided rocket, though, coming to that advantage.
Exactly, numbers are evened out, but that's a huge cooldown burned here. The side of Na'Vi, that's all they're looking for. That's a win in their book. I like the jump, the rocket jump from the side of Vess, but either way, still not able to get that spawner down.
Yeah, Cooper already at 50% is huge. If you look on the opposition side, Fate obviously able at 22. That's going to give them plenty of that momentum to carry on. Jerky up in the sky, looking down for the age of Na'Vi. Falls to the other flyer in Speeder.
You're taking one down, that's a strat pick too, very valuable. Again, they're going to try to take this space back. The spawner's gone. Good positioning here by Faye, but it doesn't matter as Trust Me goes down. Vess still pressing that space in as Energy drops Terra. It's looking exactly like last time. Another pick here with a double from Energy. Make it a triple, why don't you, Energy? As they push through to point 1.
That is the opening you're looking for and getting that snowball rolling. We hear the crowd get excited as they get these goats headed towards the doors, but the portal opens up, making it one more fight. Through the front line, it's going to jump Trust Me. They got the triple Vanguard here, Ship.
Speaking of cooldowns now, it's a good utilization there from Cooper. Using that Magneto team up to keep him away from the portal on that side. Energy now diving in towards the back line on Crook, and Crook gets deleted. Nero now with the Blinky onto Terra. Make it 2, 3, 4, and this will be point 1, Team Liquid Citadel.
Point to the captain, the C on the chest to get it done. What did I say? We got to see that it factor from Speedery. LA likes it. There's that hometown buff that we hear as Energy and Co. push forward. Got to keep this aggression going.
Even through all that chaos, Crook is at 95% to Ultimate Fate. Going to be right behind. Sia is going to be the only answer for now on to Nero. The idea from Speedery is going to be using that Hurricane early, trying to force out a backline and move from there.
That's a great point here. Level 1 Crook online, as you said, backline, right? We're going to see maybe if we can get this rolling as the clouds open up once again here in LA and Asgard. Tornado rains down. Category 1 to find. Nothing so far. It's looking like clear skies to slap down. Wow, just like that. Energy is never tired. Speedery to follow.
That is a huge combination off the Sia from Nero, and they will dunk and run right through them off that the back of that Omega Hurricane. Well done, Speedery.
And just like that, Cooper able to be at 50% to lap on over to Fate shortly. Let's listen in and hear this offensive attack from Na'Vi to try to hold down the gates.
Help Fate. Nice. Chase the Magno.
Live.
Don't let find them ults. They're just farming. We won't kill them.
I want to get beamed though. I want to get beamed.
That's fine. That's fine.
What are they gonna have, guys?
They have Gambit.
I can swing into them with my ammo.
They wanna do a swing. I think this is the pick. And then do.
2, 1, going.
Breaking shield. Fix us.
Kill, help me. He's gonna die, help him. Trap main here. Slow. We can take a turn soon. Just give up some space right now. Back. Hey, walking. I anti-Emma. Both planks anti.
We keep walking.
And you heard, take our turn soon. That means we forced out the cooldowns. Let's use ours as they try to press back in. Forced out a few. Psionic seductions there, Trust Me. And now the side of Team Liquid Citadel is taking their turn. Vess drops Jerky. Speedery with a 2-piece now, and the momentum immediately back in their favor.
Speedery is showing why he's Himmery, man, because if you look at those comms, what I love about it is everything that a pro is great at. Counting down, quick comms, help me, and trust this ship's still laughing at the Himmery.
And you see there, Energy using the slow walk. You may be saying, oh, he's aura farming. No, it's actually silence. There's a little bit of tech to that movement now. Is holding this right side, looking to pull in the back line to get a pick here.
Yeah, not AFK, just trying to keep those footsteps quiet. Terra with the opening pick once again, taking down that biggest threat in the skies, but Nero, the one-sided rocket, brings it back to the action. Will we see the first commitment here shortly? Omega Hurricane looking to open up. Crook, though, on again the invisible boundary.
Yeah, and Jerky making that change. That Wolverine could be a problem. A lot of ults available here from Na'Vi. Boundary goes out by Crook, who just farms these ults at this point. Immediately the Hurricane comes down. The Glartrox, oh, it's like a sleep paralysis demon as it finds a few, and they will retake this space.
Terra the Terrifying, as they call him. The Vest wants war. Does find 2 in the trade, and a bit of a hard stagger here from TLC, but big thing is the commitment wasn't all the way there. Still have a couple of things to work with, Cooper and more, but Fate has old Raj as well. This is looking dangerous. Yeah, 3 minutes down, a minute and a half. This can evaporate fast.
Yeah, really good defense here by Na'Vi, and they did not overcommit on those ultimates, just committing Terra and level 1 Crook. With Citadel trying to build ults quickly, they will have 4 for this next fight to match back the 3 from Na'Vi.
And we heard, what does everyone have, right? They're talking about the ultimates. Now, I want to see how they choose to use it, because if you don't think they have something to match, which at this case, very shortly, now they do. Raj getting the opening pick once again on Speedery. That respawn doesn't look to be there, Shiv, in time from Nero. So at this point, another quick win from Na'Vi.
This is going to be at most 2 fights here. TLC is going to have to use these ults soon. Try to find success into Na'Vi. Na'Vi doing a great job playing patiently, just trying to stall and force fight slowly. What a pull there, but even better bubble from Raj.
It takes all hands on deck to rise the sails, and right now it's 1 at a time. But Energy is going to find himself a first pick on Trust Me in the front line. Cooper finds another just like that. Nobody's tired. It's Energy once again. Lands down, Shiv. It's a 3rd.
That's going to be 3. The reset again and again. Looking into the sky on a Terra. Do we see a 4th? We do. Energy is walking through them with a Penta, and point 2 is looking to happen.
Kraken Impact LA, let's hear that land impact as it looks like TLC rolling through. Portal opens, it's gonna be Trust Me jumping in.
Full team coming through Portal now, ult advantage in the favor of TLC. Raj lands another meteor. What else is new at this point? Energy with Trust Me. Vest finds one, the rest comes back on a Speedery, and that's gonna be the point.
Very hard point to take. I don't want to undermine at all. This used to be the hardest point to take when you look at the maps that were available, because there's such a close spawn push. It's so hard to get everything dialed in perfect. Once again, those traps are everywhere for Pauly, trying to find some solace, but pushing in and keeping the aggression going.
Another very defensible position. Obviously, the spawn being incredibly close here from Na'Vi. Will have potential huge tackle with the last hand from Jerky, Terra, and level 1 Crook.
Hundreds of players, Shiv, wouldn't be here. 12 right here to show why they are the best. Pauly, all eyes on him to lead the charge. Everybody a mile away from the ult. Energy doesn't need it. Just pops and gets the opposition in Terra to shut down that terrifying duelist. Now with the invisible boundary up, this is a great pop early. Jerky using his, they're fully committing, but they're not finding anything.
Yeah, really well done. Great kiting by Team Liquid Citadel. The Hurricane's available. There is no combination just yet. Terra holding on to that Glartrox. That's going to be all they have for an answer. Will it matter? Heading towards the back line on a Fade, who goes down. That's going to be 1 pick for Speedery as the point still continues forward. Good drop back there by Na'Vi, who turns it into Speedery. Nero now onto Raj. The numbers are back and forth, red and blue on this KO feed.
Here, the wrath of TLC, 93 and climbing. We have 2 of the GOATs there, Vest and Energy, ready to pop the Q. On the other side, Terra can match. Can he get that clutch factor once again? That got them and sent TLC to the lower. Energy finds Terra. Back to the spawn you go. A short trip as time is ticking. The distance is going. We're almost at overtime.
We're going to see now the retake is there. 4 seconds left. They need to touch, and they do as overtime starts up. Sia goes out here. The Cosmic Yarn Amplifier, and that's going to be 1 on a Raj. Do we see a second pick on the back right corner? No, not quite yet. Teams are even out, dropping back now. Jerky and Energy find 1 apiece, and the numbers are still 4-4.
No razzle dazzle, just the old neutral. Once again with the red. Once more, it's painted red. TLC get 3.
Time to switch things up, including which side you're on.
The full push with no time on, guaranteeing at least an overtime. Looking at the stats on the board now, Energy, heard what we were talking about, 16 finals.
No, absolutely crazy. And listen, Speeder right back on top there with 11. I would say this, one thing they did pretty well, those 3 finals from Mirage were all on Speeder to try to keep that in check, but someone always answered the call. What are we seeing right now, Ship? It's the rocket respawn every time now, coming in that clutch factor. You get 1 pick, it doesn't matter, and then just push all the way back just battling the Rams.
You know, you're going to be saying at home, why don't they just find the BRB? I'll tell you what, when you have this strong of damage on a team that does not miss you, you are not trying to find an off angle. It is very difficult unless you're going something like Black Cat to get back there.
And listen, it's rare we get to see teams go after each other like this quickly, right? So you just went through a gauntlet. It wasn't a one-sided affair at all up there in the uppers. And so they take quick notes, right? Obviously, the advantage is for Na'Vi. They were able to perfect the things that didn't go right. Whereas if you were with TLC, you have to worry about Rad, get through here. But right now, they're showing that they're fixing the mistakes.
Yeah, we like to call this locking down the Citadel here. For Team Liquid Citadel, who is trying to hold right at the spawn door. Polly back on that storied penny.
Man, I just have to say, Rivals at its peak. I mean, it's so cool to be here to see just heroes we love, players as well. The gates open and Na'Vi is hungry. You won't like them when they're angry. We saw from Terra once again and before. Doesn't matter though, shuts and slams the door.
We're talking about energy going on that Magneto. Well, Best kind of fills the role, and that's exactly what's happening here. Speedery on that Ultron, Polly on the penny, and this is a great spawn hold so far. Na'Vi have gone out of other doors to try to get away from these mines, excuse me. It's worked out, but it's very difficult on this map.
Yeah, and to our previous point, energy there on the mag, right? Just really helps that triple Vanguard, but Raz showing the one mag, knows all. Viraj Gito here as Nero is going to rise up. Polly once again coming in clutch, and there it is. We continue to see the same tale.
Yeah, Cooper and Energy finding two more. Cooper doing a great job finding those finals on a Luna. Very much a damaging presence in that back line, and now with that cleanse has been a priority locked target to stay in the ban phase.
No, without question here, Shiv, as we try to slow things down, look at what's available, right? On the other side, right now, Na'Vi, just like the first point push on the other side, don't have anything available in the Q department. Those ultimates so important. Nero gonna have that Sia ready to enable the thing, pushing through strong, Shiv. This is about to collide fast.
Speedery looking at Faith, again, just kind of stalling. Feeling the team out, trying to build towards those ultimates. That is typically Navi's strategy, but Nero finds the first with the Sia. Trying to get one more wipe against this team as they head back to the door, and they do. Raj goes down, numbers up for TLC, who win this fight.
Yeah, solid kiting there, going back to spawn right at that point, but still even getting the Raj pick is just able to completely stagger and allow even more of that precious clock. Every second matters, as you know, as the clouds open up on Jerky's side. What will he find on Storm? Looking for more. It's swirling, it's whirling. Storm is going to come up empty. It is absolutely sunny days right now in LA.
Speedery doing a great job using the Rage of Ultron to counter right back into that Hurricane, deleting it instantly here. And again, they are forced back to the door. Doing a great job using 1-for-1 in trading and not overcommitting here as Cooper and Energy is going to be Best and Polly with ultimate.
This is what makes Rivals great, right? One on the Dom, pushing to the spawn. Now it's going to be the other side. And there it is, the crowd favorite, the Meteor M. Can Energy find his connection? Slams down the rim. Coming off, not going to get those points.
Trust me, now walking forward with the Psionic. This could be big into Polly, but no, it doesn't land at the very end there. More commitment with the Meteor M from Raj, who just does not miss these. Have I jinxed it? Looking into the sky, and oh, that would have been dirty, but no, does not get the cleanup there. Raj will fall, I believe, in this position.
Who needs a quick slam dunk when he can get a layup as Energy, right? Who needs a Meteor M when you're able to get the neutral? It's the front line brought in to get this team changed. Veswa making it Best War. Energy finds more.
I don't even know what the solution is here. Na'Vi trying to make compositional changes now just to get out of this door. How is TLC still at the spawn door? This thing hasn't moved.
Jerky said, I didn't like our win record getting tainted. Well, guess what? This is looking like, at worst, we've seen Na'Vi. This is very uncomfortable ground for them. TLC looking strong, building that fortress back after the cannonball. That was domination.
The keys to the Citadel have been thrown away as they still have those doors locked and are not moving. Very low now to the front side of Bez, who launches the clobbering time. It doesn't seem to land here. Glortrox goes out. It's big for Terra, who's able to find Bez, but it's traded back on a Raj. Well, Vanguard's down. Bez comes back for the BRB, and there is that value we're talking about.
That continues to find a will and a way. 42 seconds. We're going to have to see some type of Trojan horse here if they want to get through the Fortress of the Citadel once again, but they have looked unshaken. Sia is ready to go. Energy continues to swoosh on those eliminations.
Level 1 Crook and Jerky with ultimate here against the Sia of Nero. Is that going to be enough? Here goes that Hurricane. Energy able to find Crook once more. Numbers up. The Sia is committed from Nero to try to stop that Hurricane. Can they clean up the pick? Yes, they can. Jerky goes down. Fate falls. And Cooper finds, trust me, that is another team wipe with 6 seconds on.
Fueled through the daughter of Magneto, Scarlet Witch giving that sword and getting more energy. Who needs the duelist roll when you've got Mag? As we've got the Gambit rolling from Fate. This is their last chance to decide their fate on Yggdrasil. Up goes the meteor ship.
And bang, down it goes. It does not land here. Cooper finding level 1 Crook. Fate trades it back into Energy. Now, it's like Na'Vi has a chance. Still down in numbers. Can they make this work? But Energy's back from that PRB. Playing around the point here. Cooper holding on to the dance floor for an answer if it's needed. Still has ult advantage. They need to make something happen here quick. And Na'Vi, on the other hand, just needs to stall as long as possible to try to build these ults.
I mean, they've moved only an ant-man size of distance on meters. Either way, as you look on, the show is on. Danny Koo smiling as Luna's putting on that sustained effort. Veswa got the clobber in time. Glar chalks out. Everything rolling in this Infinity War as we look closer to 1-1.
Wow, it's big here as it lands on the front line. Energy able to clean up 1, make it 2 here. Is it going to be enough to shut down the overtime? Trading exactly back into them in a dominant map performance. It looks like here Team Liquid Citadel will be able to shut this down, but they can't take out Trust Me.
Overtime ticking to the exact slim as Extermination from the skies. It's the age of Speedery and Ultron. Looking for more in the sustained effort, even at spawn. Trust Me downship. We got the Spider-Man in, Peter Parker.
Somebody just saw the new movie here. There's more commitment from the side of Pauly, but this might put him in a dicey spot. I gotta show some love to Na'Vi, who are playing lights out around this, still stalling, and they've regrouped on the point. They do not give up.
Lights out, but it's like 2 points to 100 right now. I mean, you got to get more of these to push it forward. Pauly trying to find something interesting. Just dives right off the map. Peter Parker, oh no!
Shout out to Na'Vi, who are going to be able to get this thing moving. There's going to be a portal play on the ramp here for the retake.
Some would say it's a brand new day for Na'Vi to push on through this point, up the ramp, hardest point of this point to take as the portal opens from Strange, the friend is fighting.
Right on the ramp here to ensure a third fight should things get dicey. The goal here is to try to force out ultimates. Not much else you need to do. The last stand from Jerky onto Pauly is what they were looking for, but there's big value. Terra drops energy now too, and Na'Vi are still showing up. Oh, committing a strangling prison. I'm not sure if they needed that.
Yeah, when there's a will, there is a way. Na'Vi knows that they can still get this done. All they have to do is get to that gate. Now we're gonna have one more fight in the minimum to get there, but great point. Raj using that ult. Pretty tough. Obviously, we've got Fate and more. Time is still a sliver. Can't leave those goats.
Keep your eyes on Trust Me and Fate for this initiation. Energy needs a big rock here to shut down something. Vess is going to be the next closest, and then the dance floor from Cooper. We will see if that's enough on this retake to make it work. Set up already is Raj. Clearly, the change of comp is working. Can they get to this point? Pauly now engages, gets on, drops the spawner, protects up with a shield. Meteor M is up here. Bang, it lands, but no, into a wall. Dance floor from Cooper. Na'Vi are not giving up, chasing the Glortrox with the dance floor. Let's get that thing moving now as Fate goes down. The strategist falls from Na'Vi. Eye of Agamotto from Best doesn't land. We don't see the eyes yet, and it looks like they have retaken positioning. Nero now on a level 1 Crook. The point is getting cleared. Energy onto Terra. Trust Me at 2 HP in a dream, but that dream is a nightmare as they retake the point.
Folks, buckle your seatbelts, LA and viewers at home. This is going to be a long flight in our best of 7, the grand finals, the best of the best.
What a performance there, but shout out to Na'Vi. What a retake to get that thing moving. Just maybe a little bit of overcommitment on that second fight on the ramp. Outside of that, that could have been theirs.
You say shout out to Na'Vi. I'm saying all shout outs I'm giving right now are to TLC to lock strong, right? Obviously, we did say this is their map of comfort. They wanted to use it right away. You know, you always have the pocket aces. They play to both, obviously, right here and now, but it's so important to not let momentum slip. We've seen these grand finals before just go away in an instant when you are down 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, like you're saying, it's all about momentum, right? They got destroyed in domination.
Destroyed.
And it looked like the polar opposite here when it came to Yggdrasil. Obviously, the attack was rough, but holding them 0.1 down to overtime without the thing moving an inch is insane.
We've seen a lot of games together that close on Yggdrasil with the talent of these two teams and the caliber. And Pauly on Spider-Man. I mean, it was a mystery heroes out there, my friend. I mean, we have so many great games to go. I know you're not going anywhere. We're going to take it to the desk to break down the heat.
The heat is exactly how we can describe that. What a series so far between these teams. And Team Liquid Citadel, Gaskin, already starting to bring it back. The doubters may be silenced.
Yeah, doubters, how about that? I'm not gonna get too ahead of myself. We've already been here right at 1-1. However, it is quite evident TLC are far better with structure. right? If they could take the first point on domination, I do think we'll see a different TLC if they get the chance to set up just as they did in that previous.
I mean, looking at that map before as well, Hell's Heaven, I talked about it before, it wasn't really the strong suit for Na'Vi, but they have practiced it since then to make it sure it was a strength instead of a weakness. But the big thing I want to talk about is we're seeing parallels to the last year's midseason finals. Envy versus Rad EU. Yggdrasil Path was the map to tie things up that Envy took against them. This old Na'Vi roster, plus some changes, of course. It's a bit of a flashback for them.
Time seems to be a flat circle as once again mid-season finals comes down to an EMEA and an American team with several players shared between them. But that all timing a circle means is stuff comes round again, and we just saw Kraken Impact does seem to come again and again. The Winter Soldiers still continuing to dominate these drafts.
And it was Energy who had the chance to dominate as well. 31 finals in that previous game. I think it is going to be the Energy versus Terra matchup over and over again here in this series to try and find out who can be the best duelist in the world, really. And let's be honest, whoever lifts the trophy kind of has the last laugh. We may have seen Terra take him down to start with, but now it's grand finals, it's all reset, and Energy looks like he's not faltering anytime soon.
Legitimately, they've held so aggressively on this point. They held them at 6 meters until essentially overtime. VOD, that's no easy feat.
No easy feat, but when you have a hero like Spider-Man on your side, you're able to show up big. And as Hikozi said, it's like it was Navi's brand new day, but unfortunately it wasn't their day this go around.
I get so scared, I still haven't seen it yet, and the more people start talking about it, the more
we've been busy.
There's more spoilers could start to creep out. I'm like, please everyone, just stay quiet. I've heard it's brilliant though. But yeah, it's amazing to see more heroes just coming into the action, and you kind of need that. You need people to have that depth of their hero pool just in case you have to go for something dramatic.
TLC not having it to mirror that Spider-Man sacrifice there to make sure that they can make it back through the portal to rejoin this final defense. What an incredible hold coming in here. And the teams, there's such an important emphasis onto communications here. And you can see on the stage that the players are wearing some Razer headsets that are tuned specifically for tournaments here. These are not ones that you can buy, but if you want that same competitive edge in your own setup, make sure to check out the Razer Black Shark V3 Pro, available now for PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. It features hyper-speed wireless Gen 2, delivering just 10 milliseconds of latency. That's like pro-level reaction times for dodging Magneto ults. That's what we need to be seeing in here, so they can make sure that what they hear lines up exactly with what's happening on screen. Available now. Audible. What about these stats?
Yeah, I mean, talking about that too, I feel like the communication between Team Liquid Citadel has been that much better than it was last time. Cooper and Nero really synced up on the back line and able to duck, dodge, and dive everything from Team Na'Vi. And looking on the other end, Fate and Crook, 9 casualties, 12 casualties. They were getting hard targeted by Energy and Vest and everyone on the team.
But we actually were talking a little bit in the break while we were watching the games here. It was a completely different story in map number 1. They barely went down at all, VOD.
Yeah, that shows the difference between, you know, a comfort pick map and one that you just have to play on against the best of the best. So this Yggdrasil Path seems to be the domain of dread that we see here for Team Liquid Citadel. But my curiosity is, what potential maps could we go to? I mean, maybe Hall of Dajalia again?
Yeah, maybe something they've been able to play recently that... It's all going to come down to the coaches and the strategy they want to employ here and how much research they've done to try and find those weaknesses. And when do you want to gamble on them as well?
True.
It's a best of 7. We could, in theory, go all the way here. Do you want to try and burn them early? Do you want to leave them a little bit later when perhaps fatigue comes into play as well?
When you mention domains of dread, I start to get worried that vampires might be coming in here, but something appears to be going on down at the stage.
Yeah. I have a bone to pick with all you pro players. Why do you keep banning Adam? Can you not handle perfection? Oh, they got noise-canceling headphones on. They don't know what I'm saying. You, sir, why do we keep banning Adam?
It's OP.
That's right. Don't you want to play OP? Don't we want to see perfection? All you have to do is press the F key. That's for fly. Don't we want more Adams? Come on. Who's got to pick Adam? Don't ban Adam. No more nerfing Adam. Second chance is over. Peace.
Well, mean, a huge fan of
keep banning
the
him,
voice
please.
actors too.
Keep
Yes.
banning him. Sadly,
He's too good. He's too good.
We've seen enough karmic revivals for our liking. Adam Warlock, such a strong hero at the moment. Must be so fun, by the way, for these voice actors to come in and get to see their characters banned or played, of course.
You couldn't ask for a more perfect stage spot there. The Adam has been so impactful. I was leading in there when you talk about Domains of Dread, I start to worry about vampires, and Central Park could be a map choice. Not going to see this here, so we don't have to worry about the vampires this time. Adam could have been very important there, but could be equally important here. We mentioned that first choke point, and there's some really good spots for the revives, Gaskin.
Yeah, some fantastic spots. And I like this pick. I do think that this is going to be an interesting one. And again, we speak about structure, right? For Team Liquid Citadel, it does provide them with said structure. I think that Na'Vi are one of the best teams at adapting and thinking on the fly, which is why they're so good at domination. But here, Convergent Shin Shibuya will get that option for Team Liquid Citadel to set up and just deny an entry point here.
I wonder if we see the penny mirror again on defense, where we saw Pauly trying to play it very aggressively, but Trust Me was shutting them down, got a couple of eliminations, using the mines hidden within the webs. That was a highlight spot for me in the last time.
It certainly has been a highlight so far with the webs, with the Ultron combos, with the Adams for the revives. We've also seen a very high attention being paid, as we've talked about in previous games, but let's bring it back here. When you have those big bunker comps, Storm starts to appear more. We've talked about Na'Vi protecting it a few times here, and Storm plus Punisher or Winter Soldier or Elsa, just something to try and use that damage boost to break the line.
We saw the Storm actually banned at last by TLC previously, but I feel like the big focus is on that Rocket Raccoon for Fate. Fate has been very effective on it before. We saw it banned this last time, and it worked very well.
Gaskin was heading on into this map. We know just how deadly this choke point can be and how much it can shut down. When we start to get ready to head into this draft, which heroes, we already talked about the Rocket potentially, we talked about maybe Adam. What are you looking at as the potential for the bans as we head right on in?
Yeah, I do think that obviously Ultron and Penny become focus points for both of these teams, but this is where you start to play mind games in a grand final as well. Do you start to leave something open? Do you start to see what they will do with a certain hero? There is still a little bit of time, but yeah, we are going to see the Ultron Protect coming in there from Team Liquid Citadel. And even though this is Na'Vi's map, and even though they have already found success here against Team Liquid Citadel, yes, it's a quick turnaround for TLC, but it will still be fresh in their brains, right? There's going to be things that they know went wrong.
I think the big change will be a mag save over a penny save. I don't think they're worried about it getting banned out here as well, and that's kind of what I've been expecting from them. So we do see the mag save and the rocket ban instead of the Adam Warlock ban. Jordan Reynolds was right.
The revives could be coming in here in a different form as Rocket is taken off the board. Na'Vi preventing Team Liquid Citadel from getting their own Adam with that Ultron team up. Gambit managed to sneak all the way to the end, so we do have the option for Gambit and Magneto on both sides of the board here. Heading into our final ban. It's Adam! The revives are taken away.
Get it back on the stage just to shout at them one more time. But yeah, I think that was inevitable. We've seen so much value from Adam Warlock so far this tournament, doesn't surprise me.
When you're just that perfect, sometimes you have to be taken away. It's just too much. Team Liquid Citadel, their chances have been born again, evening up the score. Let's find out who can take the lead as we head back over to Iron Shib and Cozy.
Thank you so much, Tetra. I've got to say, after hearing that, I want to have like lines come in, voice lines when someone gets banned. Like, can we hear it in game? Like, can we make some noise for some ban lines happening if like Adam gets banned? Like yelling at it. But awesome stuff here, and just seeing the people that made the game, the talent behind the voices, everybody come together, fans, players, casters, families. We're here on match number 3.
Banned again. That's just how it has to be. But seeing right now, Team Liquid Citadel able to get the Gambit mag through without even protecting the Gambit might be one of the first times we've ever seen that.
Yes, that is an understatement. It's been at least, it came out around December, so we have not seen it really since then. But right away, we do have, once again, what works so well at Yggdrasil, and that's going to be that triple Vanguard hold.
That's it. Start up now. You can see the compositions. This is one of those maps that is selected by Na'Vi that is more unique, a map they feel incredibly comfortable on. Teams maybe don't scrim all the time. Big advantage in being able to do that. It's what we just saw from Yggdrasil, but the setup already from the penny that is Pauly makes it a little more dicey.
Yeah, I'll say, I mean, listen, Shin Shibuya used to be a meme map, right? It wasn't even in rotation, and now we're here on the biggest stage as what is going to be a confident pick once again from Na'Vi. A little bit closer last time as Rajiro trying to find an opening and an angle. Terra already getting low. They've continued to hunt down the Hunter when it comes to this great player.
Yeah, well done there to just pull eyes away for the moment. Cooper now able to find Trust Me throughout this chaos. They're taking the fight around the building. The structure of just destroying this thing to reset the map as Energy finds a pick on a crook. Raj goes down. Energy with 3. Come on now with the sword from his daughter there, Rwanda.
Yeah, it's just such a great hold thus far if you're looking at it. And just building up slowly. I will say one thing a bit better there on the Yggdrasil is the pace keep up on the ult charge, right? Na'Vi really, I felt like that was a one-sided affair, and it just kind of goes and snowballs from there.
You know, it's a good early pick onto Crook, who typically leads ult charge. They're already down at 37% now. Speedery and Polly playing on this height. That team up has been dominant here across the board. It's on a 17-second cooldown from Nether reset, but notice he puts the drone on everybody. Simply a little more aggro as they go in with the damage. Extra health.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, listen, time is ticking already. We're at 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Great just awareness here from Cooper, 80%, and looking for more. Just like that, the card's ready to fold. Gonna get near advantage. Don't think they'll press it, probably match it when it comes to the gambit.
Walking in slowly, Na'Vi doing exactly what they've done prior. Will it work better this time as the map gets destroyed? Getting back into the arcade, looking for Terra. That pick come through in a moment we don't see just yet. Polly trying to distract that back line up on height, which has been a big advantage for them, but they pay for it now as Polly falls to Trust Me. The nice diamond form commitment comes out here from Speedery. Rage of Ultron towards that back line. And down goes one. Do we see a second on the Terra on the height? The commitment continues, but this time from the side of Cooper, who takes out Terra. What a play there.
Cooper is showing why he is here and how they got here, folks. 95% on Vessel. Look for the clobber time. It's ticking slowly. Trust Me going down as well. TLC looking all the part here on the hometown pick of Shibuya.
What a retake here for Team Liquid Citadel, and you can just see the momentum. But what we've noticed throughout this tournament is teams that hold very close down to like the 20-second mark. For some reason, point 2 just gets walked through. We'll see if that gets broken, if that curse gets broken on this map.
That's happened now time and time again. Yeah. It's like momentum is just the full swing that you see. The sword coming out, trying to find Terra. Terra, good kiting. He's going to go right back into the action. He's not going to be timid very long. Not in his name and nothing in the DNA now, as we're going to have Trust Me go up with the Emma, trying to get all eyes and distraction, jumping in. Going to be Jerky now with the Kraken impact, trying to make his impact for Na'Vi to push this thing to 2. Energy goes up and is looking for the slam down, and oh, the onions!
Bang!
The onions!
As another pick comes out from Cooper and Polly, Nero going to clean up the rest, and that's going to be a reset once more. Well, some decent commitment there from Liquid Citadel, though, with Polly and Energy and Nero. Will Na'Vi be able to take advantage of that? But they committed Jerky and level 1 Crook, and Trust Me.
If you go back to the domination and how Na'Vi and what we know of Na'Vi, just one of the best backline in the business, right? We're seeing the two just trade back and forth. Right now, Cooper and Nero has just gotten so much value, right? Healing one thing, but being able to open the door for the rest of the team, huge.
Energy finding Fate now. Walking the team forward, Vess, very aggro, looking right at that front line. Meteor M is forced out. Is this going to land here? Raj has been clean with these, and that's going to be a pick on a Speedery. Is that enough to get the team moving forward? 13 seconds left here for Na'Vi. Got a touch within 7. Can they get there?
Poor Speedery is always looking like he's made out of metal for the Magneto, and there's the clobber time. Best one. What's the best war? It's clobber time for this fantastic 4 and 2 as Rajiro trades the odds.
Jerky finds Cooper, though. Backlines have fallen. Energy on it. Trust Me. Raj finds another. He's clutching up. Is it enough here? And that's going to be a pick, but this time from Energy onto Raj. The OT ticks down. The portal's coming in from Fate, and it lands.
No days of future past here. Right now, TLC looking strong no matter how many X-Men show up to the fight in the battle. Up in the air, Speedery looking for the age. Energy with the hit, and the puck from Nero combined is going to take down Trust Me. Both portals out. Magic, desperation at play.
What a hold from Team Liquid Citadel on the back of a nice portal play. Really consistent defense on a map that was not chosen by them. That is some solid work.
Absolutely. Listen, how many times did we say before in the upper finals that this is going to go back and forth, folks? The talent level here, it's a game of adjustments, we like to say all the time, as these great coaches and players are going to look to break it down further. But yes, I mean, Ship, taking it somewhere like Shin Shibuya and being able to put up a defense like that, are you joking?
Really clean, as you see, not a lot of finals. Honestly, a lot of those finals on the final fight from Raj, who took out 3 to try to get on that point and make the touch happen. But Vess has not gone down. Energy has not gone down. Nero and Cooper only once alongside Speedery. That is good commitment on that triple backline.
Rad fans, get loud. You know what your duelist can do in the hands of Jerky and Terra, the best in the biz in the clutch department, as they're going to have to find a will and a way to be able to continue this thing on from going to 2 in TLC's favor. Now taking a look, man, comp-wise, looking pretty similar. We don't often ever see Terra there on the Ultron. Maybe back in the day of Thieves a little, but hasn't been any time recently.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember the last time. I'm trying to think through it. Yeah, I don't even know if that happens a lot. Yeah, so they're clearly in desperation mode, which is, you know, what Liquid Citadel was trying to do here. You see, I think they're going to go for an early portal play.
And the big thing about that is Terra, as talented as we know he is, it does limit some of that big play potential, right? Whenever you do have to have the flex go to that. And that's just saying, hey, Jerky, we know what you can do on the mag. Match energy. Terra going to go ahead and keep this guy's healthy and also hit him with the pop of the beam. Going in the portal is going to be TLC looking for an aggressive point take.
Yeah, very smart decision to use portal here, knowing Penny's going to be set up. That way you can just focus mind spawners early and you pretty much have a character down. But Polly is the first to go down onto the minds of Trust Me. Well done by Na'Vi. It should be potentially a retake through portal if it was fast enough here by Polly. See if that works out in a moment.
Yeah, 3 minutes on the clock. They have a lot of time to work with. Want to see patience here as well as the precision as Speedery in the sky. Be well aware of what angle the whole team wants to take as one. Cooper 30% and climbing, but it's Nero once again. We pointed out time and time, finds that pick to make them be able to get that open.
Citadel still owning this domain on a height. Vest goes low, but it's not for long. Cooper with some good focus there. Speedery is taken out of the sky. Spawner is low. Is it deleted? Not quite yet. And now the team just try to force out as many cooldowns as possible. Energy and Nero, though, find 1 and 2 on a Terra, and Trust Me, and that's going to force out a portal. Can this portal get here in time as the cap will begin?
Yeah, you're going to have Trust Me go and get the Strange. There's 2 on, 2 out. They're going to get the magic rolling to try to give Na'Vi a shot ship. It's getting close.
Yeah, but they won't be all back in the fight just yet, and they aren't even able to touch. What a play here by Team Liquid Citadel off the back of an early portal.
Holy shit, Shibuya! Here we are, folks, in the grand finals now with a different change in chapter from what we saw just hours before. It is now TLC up 2-1.
TLC was just waiting for Na'Vi to blink, and they have taken advantage of that moment. 2 back-to-back incredible displays to take home the next 2 maps, up 2-1 into Na'Vi.
Yeah, it's crazy. If you look at the 2 times that they've been here in the past, though, right? If you look at how Na'Vi plays, last time down, right? Having to really come out, this time at least being on even footing, and it kind of matches somewhat of what we saw in the mid-season finals a year ago. Either way, again, these 2 teams are far from out. I can tell you that, as it's going to continue to be a war of attrition. I mean, Shiv, the band, the picks, I mean, what do you feel like? To me, I think Mag's got to go on this side of TLC.
Yeah, I mean, for TLC to be able to get Mag and Gambit without Gambit being locked at all, then they also get their Ultron. It seems like a mishap. Something went wrong, or maybe they felt comfortable in a scrim that went down, but you know, scrims don't mean everything, man.
No, exactly. I mean, listen, that is why it is any given, in this case, Saturday, who can win and who can find a way. We saw it with Rad as they continued to climb out through that lower, but this time, Destiny has something in store for one of these 2 great teams. And now that dream of Trust Me to come back to the grand finals, slowly slipping to a nightmare, but if anyone can flip the script, it's them.
Yeah, it's a team that we talked about passion. See if they can hold on to that passion in a dicey situation. Saw some panic picks coming in there from the side of Na'Vi on that defense. We talked about the Ultron from Terra, not a very comfortable pick. Making some switches at the end on the portal. They just really never had it in their grasp.
Yeah, listen, it's a team game. We know that hero shooter, but one thing I love is if you just break down each player, they each have a different reason to have that want, will, and way to win this thing and to dig deep. You look on the side of TLC, many of them just denied time and time again to lift that trophy. On the other side, Na'Vi, once again, being able to put together this team and be flawless, want this time to raise the trophy to remind the world why they are the Titan, the final boss of Marvel Rivals.
Wow, Energy and Vest still didn't go down a single time. Energy with 12 finals, and I believe it was 31 in the match prior. That is a ton of work, as you see Terra on the opposition, who looked incredible in previous matchups without finding a single one.
Yeah, I mean, not going down is absolutely crazy. And what did we highlight? Listen, obviously, we continue to say it takes all 6, but it does take the 1, and that's why Terra on the Ultron wasn't crazy, right? It's like whenever you have your best player have to go Doctor Strange to get back for that overtime push. If it's your duelist, you lose out on that chance, that clutch, the ice, the 3-pointer at the buzzer.
Yeah, we're going to be heading to Araco. Last time a team took Na'Vi here, they tried to spawn door them, just hold them tight, and they went out the left side door and just kept walking, never stopping on that point. Can Team Liquid Citadel change the tune a little bit and hold on.
Yeah, Arauco and more is just, it's an interesting map, right? Because you have so much high ground advantage and it makes the defensive side of things can feel somewhat awkward. At the off-map potential, though, we've seen plenty of that from both teams, clearly. I'd like this as a reset point, not one that I thought we were going to see, if I'm being honest, this early in. Just color me this, you know, you have a team that when you have meta, strong, you think best of the best, these maps that are kind of these interesting choices, right, is what we wouldn't expect to see. But you know what? With the 7 to go, maybe get some of these more interesting picks out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to change the momentum here. You need a win if you're on the side of Na'Vi. It's getting a little dicey here as Liquid Citadel's now up 1. They win another one, they're at game point. So changing and finding a map that they maybe don't scrim on or practice on as much, get in their heads a little bit. Next thing you know, very similar to what we saw on Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
If they were able to make that momentum go back in their favor, they went 2 in a row, it's right back in, you know, their hands.
Honestly, we could say we've casted a good majority of the games, and all the American casters would also say we didn't see I think we saw Arauco once, maybe in the American region. I mean, it feels like just nothing was ever played there. No battles, no big-time moments were decided. Obviously, none bigger than this. And so to bring that to them, I agree. It's not exactly letting something like Mantis through. You don't want to do, you know, something too crazy, but do mix it up.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the strategies. Shout out to the fan. Tag me in. You're up, buddy. Get up there. No, don't do that, please.
Them subbed in now. I've seen a couple of signs. You know, we got the buff rogue. You know, this is the time to tell Double G what you want. What's up? Ji Young as well, taking notes as we continue to see the best do it in this game, folks. 2-1 if you're just now coming in, and if you missed earlier, Na'Vi able to put down Team Liquid Citadel to that lower, making their way back up to get the revenge tale they're looking for.
Yeah, there's always been some back and forth about having to play so many different matches, if it's to your detriment, or if, you know, when you are, you know, you stay warm that way, or on the other side of that coin, it's when I'm off, I get to watch what they're running. I can prepare the ban phase a little better as they're in a dicey spot, but the thing is, they kind of went right through Rad, so that, in my opinion, they didn't really show a lot. They didn't really show anything that Na'Vi didn't already expect.
No, that's a great point, because oftentimes, we typically give that advantage to the team that gets to sit and wait, but it's so hard to say because, you know, keep the hot hands strong, right? I mean, if you're out there continuing to play, we see it in other sports, esports being somewhat the same, but them to your point, them beating in 3-0 fashion that quickly, not only allowed them not to, you know, lose all that mentality and endurance and
it's confidence,
everything together, but not take notes either.
We're going to be heading into the ban phase in just a moment, folks. Strap in is up 2-1, Team Liquid Citadel. Will they be able to keep this thing moving, or will Na'Vi change the tune?
For those spectating above, I gotta say the scene in LA here is absolutely wild, and what you want to see from Marvel Rivals at the top tier play. 2-1, the ban phase so important this time around. We'll see how the coaches decided to change the favor and these players locking in for more. Speaking of that locked in ban, this is always sponsored by Mantis.
We got to see Tara there, a little anger on the face. Last time I saw that, he went back and found 33 finals, so see if that's going to be the same story. The Magneto, the removal of Loki here for Team Liquid Citadel.
You think this is a mag save too? Like that they don't want to give that up right at the rip? No, gonna go
so
over.
consistent.
I like it. I like the speeder. Keep it on, right? I mean, it's been working so well thus far. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. The old saying now with the ban going the other way, we're gonna try to get rid of cheese v cheese, in my opinion.
Yeah, the Atom removal for those triple compositions, and there's a removal of mag. I mean, when they got mag through, it's been working out for them. We'll see if Team Liquid Citadel, they feel like they don't need it. Maybe it's map specific as they want to try to play tight corners.
Yeah, but you do take away a lot of that. I feel like just firepower and force that they impose their will. Yeah. But with Rocket going out, that's a big play too, right?
Yeah,
making it not a one-sided though, very smart of Na'Vi here.
Yeah, I'm liking what Navi's doing. They're matching back. They're keeping it more traditional. They just don't want the res comp. They don't want to constantly feel like they're up in numbers, only to find out that they've overextended because they're not up in numbers, and that's typically how these teams find value as they set up the final lock-in. I believe it's going to be Atom for the side of Na'Vi. We'll see in just a moment as it is, and that is going to be one side on the defense, at least for Na'Vi.
And that's
like their ban phase.
It's pretty, I was going to say, I'm going to give the W here to Na'Vi on the ban phase, especially because Arauco has so many corridors and opportunities for that Atom, not only to hide and get the born again, win again, but also just hide from what is the onslaught, while still getting that value that you need to have at top tier play to keep things in check and build up that ult ever more.
Now it's all about communication within teams, leadership. Can you get your team's mental back on track? Can you keep them positive to move forward in this tournament? Starting up here on Araco, I am stoked to see this map, my friend, as we don't get a ton of looks at this.
Absolutely, man. It's been a long minute since I've had the pleasure of coming over here to Ultron. Again, right now, 2 in game. Got the game mode for Age of Ultron. Ultron's on the stage. I mean, if you go back a year ago and you think you'd see Pennies, Widows, and it's crazy to see how this game is just constantly evolving and changing, and these players that do the exact same. We find ourselves match number 4, and you know we wanted more of this best of 7 ship. 15 seconds. Here we go.
Last map, Citadel, actually the last 2, they were able to lock that Citadel down, hold them 0.1. That is a statement. Does Na'Vi finally have the keys?
Alrighty, now setting up early is going to be their TLC on the defensive side. We've seen Paulie really set up beautifully. I mean, these traps, the positioning, it's all about angles and surprise from Paulie and Penny Parker to try to get those easy hits of the mines. Terra out the gates. This is similar to Midtown, playing mad and angry. Veswa deleted, gone.
Coming out here. I'd like to see this on the Emma. Terra focusing the spawner. Great decision. That's essentially the 7th player on the team. Good focus. Now the team can walk forward. Looking at Speeder, who has to go away, but so does he in that moment. Trying to get the first pick onto Energy with the drone, and that will come through off the back of a nice wall. Terra is coming out angry, finding too early.
Yeah, I've seen this movie before, my friend. Terra the Terrifying. The sequel now, and the full trilogy is a scary thing. Locked in, cowboy hat off, looking to get through this first turn. Now, this first point does have a lot of opportunities. It usually can be a 3-point fight. If you're looking at it, Doctor Strange energy ready to go. Max off, magic is on.
Yeah, there it is, a great retake here. You give Na'Vi a window and they make that thing a door. Can they keep this moving as they start up the next fight? Fate at 73%. Trust me, close to Strangling Prison. Be some big value off that potential here too, but a lot of potential from these teams to make that work out.
Yeah, and if right now, if you're a Na'Vi fan, you want Fate to get ready to go. I mean, once you have that aggro, they're not going to be able to match it back. If you're ult tracking the right way, get the comms, hold the W, and push them through this thing right now. And Terra, the captain, leading the way. The cards seal the fate of Paulie, going down fast as the cards are going to go and fold. Now, as they push forward, let's get this aggression on.
And able to make that reset come through as actually the pick came through first. They forced out a lot of ults here, and actually, this is actually a positive fight here for Liquid Citadel. They tried to force a few. They got rid of Fate and Terra, but somehow Terra's already at 34%. Now, Team Liquid Citadel will come back with all 6. Can they make sure they don't overcommit? They did a great job of that in the past. Na'Vi owning the space well right now with plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah, that's what won them mid-time, I feel like. They were just able to continue that neutral. A lot of it rode through Terra, and now they've got the Omega Hurricane ready to go indoors here as the stormy weather is going to try to find its fate and seal it with the Disappear up and ready. The Invisible Boundary keeping alive and healthy. Cooper to match the same. Nothing coming from it. Great job, though, at least getting that Invisible Boundary out.
Yeah, the Storm main out there right now is going to be stoked to see Jerky on Storm, who's actually been so strong on the hero, forcing a ban at one point. Terra trying to clean up Paulie, which will happen. Good focus there. I have Agamotto from Energy, but it doesn't seem to land. Match back. Nero pulls out the boundary. Meteor Ram Rajaro downtown does not make that work, but trust me, cleans up Energy despite it.
Several hero moments on display. This is where the triple strap's going to come in handy if they're trying to find something from it. But right now, no one falling. All Qs being pressed. It's a colors explosion, but right now, the Olympiad stays silent.
Back and forth they go. The retake clean here. Clobbering timeout from Vess. Don't think that's going to convert into a KO. Paulie, the same thing with Penny now. Both teams are just stalling. Rajaro going to be the first pick here for the side of Na'Vi.
Here's the pick you want, and why I thought the mag ban was huge on the one-sided affair. Now Terra going to go into slam up, slam down, not able to snowball off as that threshold not hit. There's the
that's big.
That's going to be bad if they can make able of it. Trust me, trusted him and his team to get the wipe.
Huge Strangling Prison, and it found all of them as they sweep through and get point 1.
Absolutely, Shiv. I mean, this is exactly what you need as a response for Na'Vi. Tough point. Point 2, definitely this is all defensive favored, right? You have the high ground the entire time, and we've seen that slice time and time again. This is where Na'Vi got to lock in.
Great attack here, though, by Na'Vi. They are immediately owning that height. They convert this into their advantage, forcing the team into tight chokes. Right back at him, Liquid Citadel going to take that right side from this POV to try to find those double openings because it's still very difficult. Forcing Na'Vi off that height. Really good patience from both sides.
No, honestly, just a huge call there because you try to make them on the low ground, but honestly, just good aggression matching that from the TLC side, putting the aggression right back to them, and there it is. Once again, Fate is throwing the fate of Na'Vi in their hands as they try to find more, but Jerky first to fall.
Yeah, Energy, Terra matches that back. The Buckies are gonna be the ones who find value going in now with a Raging Royal Flush, but Terra says, how about I find another here? There goes out the Boundary as an answer. Speedery trying to get a pick with the Rage of Ultron, but despite it, nobody finds any KOs just yet.
2 minutes on the clock as Nero has the cards ready. Now Jerky with the Omega Hurricane. Gonna force that ult. Rajuro's got the Meteor in to fall. It's gonna be the Kraken Impact. He gets low, he gets out. Energy matches blow for blow. The Winter Soldier down and out, finds
Energy.
2. He's never tired, Chip.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 3 pieces. Poly gets 2 there, switching up the comp a little bit, getting energy off that hero. And on to Bucky, and that seems to be the solution so far. It's about 2 minutes here for Na'Vi. Did commit a ton into that fight. Trust me, and Raj are going to be their next best bet as they attack once more.
Yeah, once they use Jerky, they decided to go with Terra to try to get through that Gambit ult. It was a great way to get it out, but unable to seal the deal because they quickly put eyes on Terra the Terrifying. But he finds one, equals a trade to get up this ramp. Minute 30 remaining, spawn closer for them. This is tough to push through. Remember, so much advantage towards the defense.
Both of these comps are trying to find the flyer first, and right there, Na'Vi was able to make that work, and that should give them a huge advantage. Walking forward now with the Psionic from Trust Me, it's gonna net a value as Vest falls. Pauly trades it into Crook, which is a backline, but Terra finds Pauly and Cooper.
Yeah, just the whole backline that remained for TLC. Unfortunately, even though they did train Crook out of there, they're going to have just a small distance to cover. Ooh, Portal coming out now. 1 minute to get them into this thing once again, but really all have to be done in the neutral.
It's all about Raj. The Rock. Will this one land? It'll put them up a number. There's no answer right now for Team Liquid Citadel as they're trying to switch up comp for this fight.
Yeah, trust the master of magnetism as he goes up through the air shit. The purple ball looking for more, slams down, lands down, no connection.
Vest still falls in that fight, so they do close in. Terra gonna find a second. This should be Na'Vi on point 2, doing a great job staying patient. Trust me, finds Pauly. Crook now onto Energy, and Na'Vi are walking this thing through and have completed point 2.
Now we called it the Hydra earlier, right? You cut one down, 2 shall take its place, and that's what makes these great teams so solid across the board, because they have something to answer no matter if the top captain falls, the back line, you name it, they saw it. Na'Vi pushing point 3. That's a big point to take.
Next fight begins. Fate starts off with a Royal Flush. Terra coming in with the Kraken Impact. Bang, it lands on a few, and there's going to be some play, and the reset comes in. Raj finds 1. Trust me on it 2. Terra looking for the reset once more, but it does not work out. And that will be another quick fight win here for Na'Vi, and you see the momentum visibly in their favor.
Yeah, painting the path blue, man. I mean, if you look at it now, they have another Omega Hurricane to get out Cooper's ult. They want to go that path. Last time, unable to connect after that, right? But really don't need to. If you look at what clock is remaining, things are favoring right now Na'Vi in the terms of the ult and how they can use it to win that fight.
Omega Hurricane start up. Cooper copying up. Royal Flush going to be committed to Boundary. Instead is out on the field. Energy now drops Crook through that chaos. Jerky heads backwards, but Vest is able to find 2. Pauly on a Raj, and that's a retake here for the side of Liquid Citadel, who will hold around this final corner.
Oh shit, that was a big fight to win. I mean, yeah, they used Coop, but if you look on the side of Na'Vi, they used both those strategist ults, so now not a lot to deal with. The Glartrox energy is the clutch factor in him. Last year was not. Will he find that answer now?
Really consistent focus there to find through the invisible boundary. Here comes the Hurricane now from Speedery. He's back on the Storm, trying to match back into Jerky, and does as Vest finds Terra. Huge pick in this fight, but trades right back. Energy now on a Jerky. Says, nope, we're going to stay up on these numbers, and they're still holding on tight.
And still hanging on to those 2 ults as well, right? I mean, you are a mile away from Na'Vi, not going to come up in this fight, really. Maybe Fate can survive for more. Glartrox ready, they can T-ball with Vest if they're looking. Pauly going to start the fight at first, Ship.
Yeah, it's all about if Fate can get this ultimate. Raj tries to make the Meteor work, takes a space with it, and still gets a pick onto Vest. Glartrox out here for energy. It's still holding up, but it doesn't find any food. Trust me, takes out Pauly, and Na'Vi are up numbers now.
Yeah, Raj only oops his own shot, and with that, trust me, pushing forward, it's the front line doing exactly what they do best, making space and pressure, and putting on the pressure to make diamonds from Emma Frost to get this point to 3.
Looking incredibly clean as overtime is up. There's the Royal Flush from Nero. Speedery drops Terra. Numbers up now for Liquid Citadel. Can they keep this thing? Yes, they do. Energy onto Crook. 4 numbers fall, and all of them go down. Team Liquid Citadel will be able to hold this point 3.
Getting everybody together for that group photo on the stop and the finish, and that is much bigger than you think to stop them and give yourself that chance to push it all the way.
We'll have to see what the spawn door to hold looks like for the side of Na'Vi. Liquid Citadel, that is a huge push still from Na'Vi. They tried to hold for a minute, but That first point was just taken a little bit too quickly, too much commitment onto that comp.
I mean, listen, Terra is pointing to that C on that chest, right? Like, he is getting his part done on it, but it feels like that rotation, that back and forth, it's the dance, if you will, of pro rivals play, of being able to have an answer in a way, and it's perfectly like any sport. There's the offense, there's the defense. They've had a lot of answers on the offensive side to open things up, but they're unable to keep up what has been the onslaught, and it's tough shit because it's been a lot through the neutral.
Yeah, I mean, and you can just see it. The story's kind of on the stat board here. The backline of Fate able to take 6 finals. It just shows the momentum that they have when they're using that Rage and Royal Flush. Fate feels comfortable enough to go forward, get picks, whereas playing a little bit on their heels, Nero with 0, Cooper in the same story.
Absolutely, but what makes great teams amazing is being in this position and never having out in the name. Having that back support to come out swinging is what you want to see from the team that you believe in. Na'Vi trying to hold strong here to tie this thing up.
I do think it's easier to use Gambit on offense. You kind of set the tone where on defense you want to try to use Royal Flush second so you have more time on, but at that point if somebody goes down, it's already in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, we had Terra on the Ultron, now Terra on the Atom. Let's listen in and see what the game plan is here for one of these teams.
Walk his speed, okay? Hold on. Wait for them to touch, Yeah. Alright, we go now. I can walk Keep walking. Thing one. Just chill. Make them touch card. Amp3. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Amping. Walk. Still looking thing. Chill.
Back in we go. Thing.
I was gonna say, I think Think is a problem.
You gotta love to hear clean and concise comms like that. A lot of cooks in the kitchen, but when they keep it short, it's just good focus. Decent push off rip, but even better defense by Na'Vi to give up that space, kite backwards, and retake immediately. They're right back on that first corner.
Yeah, listen, when things are so chaotic, how quickly can you address the problem? But Thing will be just ringing through the ears here the rest of the day now. It's quickly going to be the Gambit folding it. Wow, what a quick ult on the side of Cooper. Now going to match the cards. Nero still has his up in the bank to go. Cooper finds 1, Energy to match 2. Right now, it's Liquid Citadel just absolutely slicing and dicing through this Na'Vi D.
Beautiful. We talked about the Royal Flush on offense. You keep the momentum. Starts off quickly. Fate's not even there yet, and they find 3. Cooper immediately gets 2 of those finals that we were talking about. They could not find on defense.
Yeah, got to find the clutch, the ice in the veins now. Can't afford to go down by 2 as we see the setups of the wall, right? As your group player just setting up that attack. Not a penny mine, but they're close.
Like Na'Vi had the keys there to the Citadel, but they changed the lock. Speedery going in with the Omega Hurricane. Energy finds the first best now on a Jerky. Should trade back. How? Are they still healthy? I don't know. Raj falls now as Speedery gets that pick going down to like 20 HP. It doesn't matter. 0.1 Team Liquid Citadel.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you give an inch, they'll take a mile. I mean, right now, TLC is not giving a centimeter, man. I mean, they're not giving any space whatsoever for Na'Vi to work with. Jerky now going on over to Felicia, right? Looking to try to get that distraction, maybe get that backline uncomfortable. That's been looking strong.
Yeah, talking about the flex pick that is Jerky. Black Cat. It's been kind of a mainstay of this tournament. Haven't seen a ton of this pick from these 2 teams. Definitely strong. Nice pull there for the front line of Vess. Vess still somehow stays in the fight, dropping Ironwood.
Absolutely. They have 20 in their tank here for TLC to push forward to the Kraken Impact. On the other side, Terra, Energy. That's what we came here, folks. The best of the duelist department. Vess, we're going to set up the T-ball for the slam dunk. That can't be it, but it's the Energy ball taken down quick. Up in the sky, going to be Speedery falling. Now with their 3 minutes, 38 seconds, going to get that high ground.
The next setup fight, keep your eyes on the Strangling Prison. Raj is going to try to match that if possible. Able to use Meteor M to eat the Strangling Prison would be just immense value. That's the idea here. Now Cooper starts off the fight instead. They're going to hold on for that. Oh, Kraken Impact from Energy up in the sky. Match back by Raj, trying to dunk onto Energy. Was not able to make that work from downtown. Instead, trades with a clone. Nobody's fallen just yet.
Now, both those Kraken Impacts having 0 impact in this. It's going to be, whole suit and safe for the moment of both these Winter Soldiers. Now we have the group ult ready. The patience there for Vess is looking. Oh, there's the bubble. The clutch jump to save himself as Nero now going to fire the cards and the aggression. Invisible Woman up with the boundary.
Kraken no impact. Strangling Prison goes down here. Match and cleansed. But now Fate finds Speedery. Energy onto Terra. It's going to be off. Ooh, Jerky trades back into Cooper. Both strategists fall here from Team Liquid Citadel. Na'Vi doing a great job on this defense on point 2.
Now put a fast answer back. I mean, that was looking like it was going towards the favor there of the uphill, and this is a great place to take the point. There's so many instances in each map where if you take a point on a certain location so hard, then to fight back on the offensive side. Looking at it, we have Pauly with ult and more on Trust Me to match. Listen, with 2 minutes 20 seconds shift, both teams equally just getting it done, taking it slow, build up. Don't want any final fights just yet. Try to get the ults ready for when it matters.
Using the Mantis team up. There goes the engage now. Cyanide Seduction on that front line, getting a few trance crystals, gets popped into the Omega Hurricane, heading towards backline. Spidery has to drop back towards the team. Pauly now trying to match that, but still nobody falls. See if this Raging Royal Flush works out. It does work out for the side of Na'Vi. Armed and dangerous again, and soon to be again. Terra keeping it going with the triple. Do we see a quadra? We do, and that is some terrifying gameplay.
I'd say he'd be terrifying now with the quick finish and looking at what they have else. I mean, now this is going to give them plenty of time, both on level 1 Crook, to be able to have that answer of what will be an onslaught shortly. Energy, the Glarchok's ready. Cooper to match. There's plenty of time to push up the hill. But right now, the only Citadel standing strong is this defense. That is Na'Vi on their pick of Araco. Crook finding one. That's the strategist opening that we wanted to see.
Cooper with a copy up. There's going to be 2 Raging Royal Flushes. Liquid Citadel's final chance to make something big happen. If they don't get value out of these plays, it will be in favor of Na'Vi without a doubt. So keep your eyes on those. The only match back for the moment will be a boundary if it gets there, which should get there, in Raj with the Meteor M.
Again, we talked about this point 2 being so hard to push through, as now up in the air goes the purple meatball. She saved that ship. Slam down, land down to be absorbed quickly as the Glarchok's comes up empty as well. All the Q's finding nothing, but Raj does find one.
And there's another Royal Flush. We talked about both commitments. The Meteor M and the Boundary both are gone now. Cooper finding Crook best onto Terra. Is that enough? Raj takes point. Incredible decision making here to stall for the moment as both are playing behind. They're still healthy, but now they go down as a portal play should be enough, and it should come in to guarantee at least one more fight.
And one more fight, you'll be able to rely and trust on the leader of Trust Me now as the portal is going to be gone. He's pushed back into spawn from the Gambit team up. Are you joking me?
That was genius play. You can't teach that. Incredible work here as they head to point 3.
That was just disgusting. It's always like, how did the portal get interrupted? Wow. That time, something broke the game just a couple weeks ago, folks, as now we quickly have the Groot ult ready as they push through point 3 on the clock and on the ready. Strategy still trying to find a will and a way. Fate getting close to try to push this thing back.
Strangling Prison available, but you got to know the cleanse is going to be there. There is the Psionic Seduction now from Trust Me. Try to take the space, but Energy still gets a pick. Terra now evens those odds into Pauly.
It's a 2 quarterbacks straight back and forth, right? Terra, Energy, Captain, Best. Here we go as Best looking for that Groot ult. Not going to find. Here it is, the connection. And that follow-up, the alley-oop from Energy.
Black Cat in the background's been a nuisance, but it doesn't matter when you delete her. Energy makes the switch here. It is no longer going to be on that Bucky. Instead, Elsa getting some play. Pauly finds Trust Me. But look at the ult charge here from Na'Vi. This is going to be an absolute Q-fest. Who comes out on top? Final fight territory here.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you said it best, right? Everything available. There's no excuses for both these teams. It's going to come down to one final fight and push, right? With Nero going to go in and open up the aggression. Fate matches Jerky to follow. Shit, this is happening quicker than I thought.
Be ready now as Energy finds the first pick. Peeling that back line on the Black Cat of Jerky. Point getting ever closer. Trust Me on a Pauly to trade that. Na'Vi now making switches as Wolverine comes out. Energy with the Glarchok's onto the back line. Doesn't get value. It does. Fate goes down now. As we see Spidery and Cooper get picks. Will they take this map back at them? After almost losing point 2, Spidery goes out with the Let the Devil Out, but the point has yet to move.
Every final boss ship has a weakness, and right now it's looking like TLC finds a will and a way, and it's through the energy of TLC and the duelist to follow. Best, the Best, throwing it out as the Glarchok's come out from Terra. He finds one, gets 2, 1.4 into the close.
Rajaro also takes Cooper. Crook comes back on Energy. Spidery on a favor. It doesn't matter. Oh, what a retake by Na'Vi, who are trying to shut this down. Spidery falls, and that's going to be Na'Vi with the map win.
Are you joking me? Are you not entertained? It's used too much, but that was absolute cinema. We are tied 2-2.
What am I looking at? Yeah, I said you can't teach that, but how about the patience in being able to stall for your team on the retake in a situation that looked like it was guaranteed to be a win for Team Liquid Citadel?
Yeah, we said, I mean, it was just going to be one final fight, but the Spawn giving a little bit of favor, obviously, that way, clearly. They started that fight so quickly, that's what shocked me, because at that point, right, you come back, I can't believe the absolute grit, the opportunity to show that you're the best, and trust me, once again, with the team to follow, Na'Vi makes his thing. Dude, I knew this would be a best.
It's a slugfest, yeah, it's an absolute slugfest, going almost all the way to our point 3, excuse me. Wow, what an entertaining match.
Listen, I've been around a lot in the Rivals world of cast and host and ship with you along the way, and we have lost our minds a lot. I can't remember the last time that there was just nothing but nonsense coming out, because that was nonsense that we just saw.
I'll tell you what, if I was in ranked, I would have thought we had that for sure. I would be devastated, but it's all about momentum. This is what Na'Vi was looking for.
And listen, you said it best, right? Because here's the thing, when you do lose like that, all of a sudden, right, you just let a little bit of doubt creep in, and anything can happen at this moment. You can't have it go down 3-1. You know why? It happens last year. You give someone like VP the crown, Na'Vi trying to turn that tail, and take this thing all the way.
2-2 as the map choice now will be in Liquid Citadel's favor. Where do they go? Are they able to get this win? We're going to find out in just a moment.
We're eating good as Rival fans. We are eating good. That's take it away. Break it down. What just happened?
Help. We need a doctor. We need an adult. We need a doctor. We need anyone with some Rivals knowledge, because luckily we have some. I am safe. Thank everything. What a series. The last chance of the Americas versus the attempt at the repeat for EMEA, and Liquid Citadel looked like they were about to go to match point. But Gaskin, Na'Vi just won't let them do it.
I need a moment, I think. I was sitting here so smug. I was like, I told you guys, look at the TLC boys. But I think equally, that is going to be a very deflating loss for TLC. They were right there. They thought they had it, but Terra does Terra things and manages to turn it around.
It feels like throughout the competition, the counter map picks have not worked out for the majority of teams, but finally we have 2 strong squads at the end of the road, proving that they have the strategies to back up the talk that they've had against each other.
Gaskin, we were talking in the game while we were watching it about how momentum can be so important. We were talking during our cast how momentum can be so important, how important it is for the coach in some cases to like be reassuring for their team. But in this case, we were talking about it in the context that Na'Vi might lose, and losing that many games in a row could be devastating for your momentum, for your morale. And now it might be completely coin flipped there.
I was worried they were running out of steam, but they have shown they are everything but running out of steam, and they still have so much in the chamber here that TLC are going to be completely scared going into the next. And remember, we've got Domination that is going to be available again, and with the way Na'Vi have been playing on Dom, I start to worry for TLC again.
Yeah, it could be Domination. We could go to Convergence as well. There's a couple of different options. I mean, way down the road, I don't even think we'd want to go back to Midtown based on how things went last time between Liquid Citadel and Na'Vi to send them to the lower bracket. But, you know, it feels like there's a certain gene. It's not the X gene that these teams have. It's the clutch gene.
A clutch gene that seems to be in very wide supply when it comes to both these teams, but Na'Vi's is the one that's playing up at the moment. Let's talk about these drafts, Vodable. We are seeing a lot of changes, a lot of similarities, and a lot of rising and falling heroes.
You know, maybe Jordan Reynolds was right. Save Adam Warlock and you'll win. Very good hero, and we got to see that there as well, so shout out to them. But, you know, some great performances across the board from both teams in the band draft. I think the main focus for me is the Liquid Citadel has not let Fate have the Rocket because they feel he's a little weaker, I guess, on the Gambit. Plays small heroes like we saw Jeff in the midseason finals last time, but he's really locked in on the backline on the Gambit.
The irony of me saying this, considering several of the MCU movies, but Fate can sometimes be considered squirrely when it comes to being dove and just being able to escape in some of the most miraculous ways. But Gaskin, we were talking about this as if this was like the Na'Vi show. Team Liquid Citadel looked in control of that.
No, they did, and I think that does bode well for the rest of the series, right? That this is still, I mean, at 2-2, we know it's going to be competitive, but we may well go to the full 7 at this point, and boy, do I hope we do, as I'm sure all the viewers do as well, as we take a quick look at the stats. Wow. One key moment I do want to quickly point out before we address them, the Gambit bubble to deny the portal. I know they didn't win off the back of it, but just those niche things, those small moments are why these guys are the best players in the world.
The Gambit team up is heavily underrated by a lot of people in Marvel Rivals right now. I mean, people are still trying to figure out exactly what the best team-ups are after the basically overhaul of the team-up system, Team-Ups 2.0, and now seeing how effective that has been in shutting down and healing your team and holding choke points and pushing people off a spawn for a couple extra seconds, which, as we saw there, was the difference maker for them to be off the objective just long enough for the OT to tick down. But we're going to Hall of Jalia here, and I'm actually kind of surprised on this one.
Yeah, me too. The fact that they lost Hall of Jalia to Rad earlier on in this tournament, but of course they did go on to play it once more, so perhaps it is just fresh in their mind a little bit, and they could be looking a little bit further and looking at their opponents and saying perhaps there is a weakness here for Na'Vi on Hall of Jalia. And what have I been talking about TLC? It's all about structure. I do think on some of these maps where they have kind of an isolated fight in front of them, they can play the lane, they can play their front to back, they are able to break through against Na'Vi, but we have such an amazing grand final on our hands. We are so lucky with this matchup.
It is so close. We sit at 2-2. Both these teams need to literally double their score in order to win. And at this point, they've already been taken to the limit multiple times. Hall of Jalia, a very infamous map in EMEA. It's where we first saw Virtus Pro way back in 2025 lose their first series, lose their first map against a team called Rad. It is where Na'Vi have taken multiple maps versus teams in the past where we've had some of the most important matches. And Team Liquid Citadel, more than enough times they have been taken to this and have been able to bring home the bacon as we head into the draft. And wow, big surprise, Mantis going to be taken away, Gaskin.
Yeah, who'd have thought it, but it's going to be an Ultron Protect, I would imagine, that comes out afterwards from Team Liquid Citadel. And I think that VOD is completely right. Adam Warlock seems to be such a key part for both of these teams' strategies, so I would like to see it banned away on both sides if the opportunity arises.
100%, and I think that was an issue a lot of teams ran into throughout the competition here at the mid-season finals. Not banning the Adam Warlock, focusing too much on the Invisible Woman instead because the damage boost. Black Widow we saw as a prioritization. She's been relatively silent in these grand finals so far, so it seems they've got a full grasp of the meta, and the grasp for Team Liquid Citadel, never let Fate have that Rocket Raccoon.
It's going to be a one-sided mag, though, which we often knows how that can end up, and the Gambit gets protected as well for Na'Vi. Now, for Liquid Citadel, they have a decision to make. VOD's been saying it, I've been saying it. I think we all want to see the Adam Warlock ban if we want to see TLC progressing.
Ooh.
It's not just the Adam Warlock ban, but also the Rocket Protect. So they said, look, you've got the one-sided mag, we'll take one-sided Rocket. Thank you very much.
That Battle Rebirth Beacon is so important, Vodable.
I think this is kind of leading into potential for us to see a one-sided Gambit. They might try to play the planning composition again on Hall of Jalia this time, whereas before they have not been able to have the full hand. The Rocket Raccoon's very good for that and a lot of damage available, but Emma one-sided here for Na'Vi to end it off.
The Emma has been very impactful. We've seen it especially from Rad earlier on, where it was a game changer, being able to shut down those backline ultimates if they aren't shielded. Gaskin, who is about to take the lead in this series?
TLC, baby, all day.
Vodable, who is taking the lead in this series?
I'm not confident, but I'm going Na'Vi.
I am confident in Na'Vi. Let's send it back over to Cozy and Iron Shib to take us into map number 5.
2-2, my friends. Could you ask for anything more in the grand finals here at the mid-season finals? I'm Kozik, joined by Shib, and we are still, I feel like, just getting started in this madness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the momentum is anymore at this point. That was an absolute heater of a map, and now I guess we're going to find out in a moment what it looks like.
I mean, here's the thing that's scary, right? Because if you are a fan of TLC, they have been nothing but flawless, right, in some of these maps and modes. But right now, how do they do here in what is such an important win for each of these teams, right? In Wakanda, if you're able to lock down, get to 3, then it's just playing with full confidence, man. This has me nervous either way. This map has been one of the ones here in the MSF. Can't wait.
A lot of early takes on this point, and a couple in the past. Oh, early portal play. I like what I'm seeing here from Team Liquid Citadel, bringing us back to those early seasons, keeping it safe on the backside, allowing Holly to set up, create a base for the team.
Absolutely. We did see TLC play against Rad here. Felt pretty confident. Did really well in this first point. Now looking at it, gonna get that high ground and establish it. It's my ground now as Energy looks for more. I'm gonna go ahead and take this a little bit slower, but man, I love right now just the attack here coming from TLC.
Ooh, Energy getting domed by Terra. What a flick there. out of the sky. The BRB going to make it even in numbers, but the momentum moving forward is in favor of Na'Vi, who are trying to find a second pick. Energy, though, turns that into Jerky, and now the attack up a number. Goodbye to the spawner.
Yeah, listen, we've seen this point one used to be really hard to take, and now more and more of these teams just have pure confidence, and it's nothing but confidence from the side of Liquid Citadel. But Terra, the two-tap king, cannot be stopped unless it's by a little furry raccoon.
Jerky's going to get there with the portal, too. This actually might be a clean retake. Well done by Terra to find a couple picks, and also Rajaro owning that space. That was necessary, as the fight should be theirs.
Yeah, listen, all you have to do is get a first down, right? Like, continue to get more of the thing going your way as Terra finds another. Last three coming from T now as he's hunting for more. He wants more. He claws in. My goodness. Raj going to finish off the vest.
Only one tick out of that fight win. Shows again how calm, cool, and collected Na'Vi has been in this series.
Brother, after that last hold, there's no moment too big for Na'Vi, right? I mean, we can both say it was seconds from 3-1. Now just showing all the calm as Raj going to lead that front, hit him with the neutral, and look for that opening pick that he's been known for so much throughout this series.
Terra taking the height on the offside angle. Ready to start building those cooldowns back quickly. Walls go out here. Switch from Vest over to the group. Ironwood to try to walk in the front line. So they're trying to get Rajaro, but great break there from the back line of Na'Vi. Fate starts with a Raging Royal Flush. Is that going to turn back into the favor? No, Pauly finds the first pick. Trust me, into Speedery, down goes a Strat.
Yeah, I love the ult track in here, but there's the res as the Rocket breaking back Ultron, but it's Jerky. Whipping and dipping and finding Ultron, and up in the air, slams down, and no connection chip.
Cooper taking out Jerky in that fight too, as Trust Me drops Pauly. It is just back and forth right now. Energy getting seduced by Emma. Emma gonna drop back towards the team as Energy now launches the Glartrox, finds frontline, but the wall's out. What a break there by Vess. It doesn't matter, still able to escape the clutches of those jaws.
It's not L1, it's the bubble, but Vess is gonna go with the alley-oop and find at least Crook in that. Minute on the clock left. Great defense from Na'Vi either way as Extermination comes from above, finds more. Now TLC looking strong to take this and push this to 2.
A clutch pick there from Vess on that Strangling Prison will give them this first point. No portal to come back will ensure there is not another fight here. Well done by Team Liquid Citadel, but shout out Na'Vi on that first retake.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Being able to come back, and that is why it's so important to, even if the rest of your team goes down, try to do what you can on the way out, and Terra set up that team down to take out another couple minutes. But Ship, we keep saying it, we've seen this point 2 get pushed so quickly. Now, if history's going to repeat itself, it's continued to be, again, days of future past.
Fight out in just a moment as the next fight starts off. We see the point get installed right outside of the garage. Pauly holding on to ultimate. Gonna be too threatening instead. Just gonna try to claim this domain. We see the switch to the Widow. Terra on the Widow, definitely a threat. And Jerky finds the first pick.
That's the second time that Jerky was able to find so much value, and Nero at that is the biggest one to grab. Now is Pauly going to even the odds with the quick hit there and getting the front line down is him. Now Terra 62, going to get that Red Room rifle. This is the favorite point for Black Widow. This is where you get so much space, that 40-meter distance you're looking for on that duelist.
Yeah, typically we see Widow come out on these long lane streets phase type situations of the map where you can just find this super high angle and start peppering them right out the spawn door. Terra taking an offside angle. Widow can be a huge threat if you're able to do that. Even just peppering down the vanguards. That's what we're seeing a lot.
Now Fate and Cooper are going to be matched 1-for-1, but Pauly going to get Terra down 1. Now it's quickly Cooper. Will they be aggressive or continue to believe? Fate now going to press Q. Cooper to match, folks. This fight's so important. Speedery, though, puts a quick into it before it even gets started. Jerky going to find himself back. Pauly does it again. Again, point 1 to 2 on cruise mode.
Yeah, it's the exact same situation. It's like unbelievable at this point. This team's got to buy a lottery ticket. It's like as soon as they get help for a while on point 1, they just walk right through point 2. 3 minutes and 19 seconds on 3 here for Liquid Citadel. Will they be able to push it enough? Na'Vi, actually not with the ult advantage right now. It's pretty evened out.
A couple missing pages in the story that is this grand finals. We know some of it will work out, but of course the most important moments being filled in and etched in history as these teams try to do the same. Crook's got the invisible boundary. Vespa, though, to the T-ball of Energy wants to snack up with the Glartrox ship.
Gonna be no cleanse. There it is. Cards being utilized. Out goes the Sonic Seduction. Shield gets baited out, but the res now falls through as Jerky gets a pick onto Energy. Vest starts with the commitment of the Strangling Prison. Speedery doing the same with the Ultron's Rage, but nobody falls.
Yeah, what did we say? We said they needed to have a defense into what was the onslaught. Perfect answer to energy and even more of a finish there as they're sending that back to spawn. Best would try to get that early alley-oop that we saw again to get at least one strat out, this time coming up empty. Oh, here it is. Goodbye.
That's one on. Oh, they were already up numbers here. Actually, another even down, so not a bad play. Speeder, he drops Jerky now to keep the numbers simple, but pretty decent start to this push. 2 minutes and 17 seconds on for Team Liquid Citadel.
Yeah, Nero getting close to 0, able to come up and find just as quickly as he is ready to roll to give this team more of that push. Pedal to the metal is that Panther here in Wakanda. Paulie trying to find the angle as well. Sia up and ready, fueling the fighters of energy and more.
Really good positioning there. The Raccoon presses Q, walking forward as energy. Tries to get this pick on a Trust Me, just doing percent-based damage, but not a lot of value there, just space. Terra on the offside angle. Can they get that pick? No. They like to drop back towards the spawner. What a tackle by Jerky. Goodbye to Paulie.
All the big heroes trying to get the big play. Terra finds one, and with the slice and the dice, Vespa trying to find Solus. He's going to push up, though. Great. Wow. Being able to get out of that, what it looks like going to be a complete finish there from Navi, at least in the white department. Cooper cannot find Solus. It's a claw machine. Ooh, the claw. Yeah.
Jaro with ultimate available. The Raging Royal Flush committed early on here by Cooper, trying to walk this back and get momentum. The first pick, though, does not come, and at least not yet. Bang! Now it does, wow. As Rajaro finds energy.
Now put that monster right back where it came from, under the bed, and right now, energy unable to find any value from those ults. Now 3 times in a row. Up and down is the last stand as Jerky makes their stand here on the defense. Energy out yet again from the respawn.
Wow.
That's trying to get his difference.
Yeah, I don't mind that decision making there, using Strangling Prison for a pick, but now that it's matched back a second time up in numbers, you're gonna have to go backwards. Ult advantage staying in Navi's favor. Trust me, gonna likely initiate next fight is if they're tracking. They know that only the Sia will be coming up at the end of this next fight.
Listen, man, this is one of the harder points as well to push all the way through. They can be happy with getting through at least the corridor, but right now, to have that comfort and that solidity to get through the point, this is your 30 seconds to do so. Unable to answer the call before last year. Here's the chance. 0-0. Will it happen? Sia up and ready. Paulie to Q as well.
Crazy that every fight this is available, but it's getting bursted. Nice answer there by Trust Me, trying to ensure they don't get value out of the Cosmic Yarn Amplifier. Rajaro with 2 cannot be stopped on this Magneto. Trust Me finds Speedery, and this is now going to be a forced portal play.
And Rosh just shuts down anything before it begins. 9 seconds up, Shib, and right now this is going to be an uphill to skate. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I don't know if they can touch. We'll have to see if the touch comes through for the portal. 1 second, overtime. Wow, the touch was there. We'll see if that portal is enough. No ults available just yet. Terra gonna be close, and we know how many times we've heard again from this player.
Yeah, and right now, no one really close enough to make the difference outside of one difference, and that is Terra slamming down, landing down. Gonna find the reset, finds another one. Ship, Cooper, energy though, trade. What happened?
Shutting it down quickly, Terra falls. Speedery very close and moving forward to alt energy with a Kraken impact. Is this gonna be the play they need? The exact opposite of what we saw on Araco, and right now they're just kind of feeling each other out. There's the commitment, energy, looking at front line.
Yeah, Cooper now at 91%. This is everything you want as a TLC fan as they push in, and Destiny writing the name slowly here in Wakanda. 98, 99, Cooper up and ready, cards fold. It's Rajaro up in the sky. He's hit it before, will he hit it again?
Oh! The hero they needed in the moment, but Polly says we're not done yet. Taking out Fate, energy drops, Trust Me. Oh my goodness, they are pushing this thing with meters left. Team Liquid Citadel.
No applauding in the sky. They get it done as 3 points to theirs. Land the comfort they need as now they flip the sides and Shib. I mean, every time that hero moment arises, everyone is answering the call.
It is just going to point 3 every time here. I am loving these teams duking it out. So well matched right now as Terra has 10 finals. Paulie with 11 there.
Paulie with 11? Are you joking? I mean, hey, listen, you know what's crazy? Both these players are the one that came from the other region to join the team to get the victory. That's what you want to see out here. The GOATs being that difference, saying, hey, you signed me for a reason. Let me show you why.
Absolutely. You see the finals from Speedery with 6, Energy with 7. Matched back similar to Raj, who has 5, and Jerky with 5 as well. These teams are so well matched. It was anyone's game, and it's all about those clutch moments. And in this map, Team Liquid Citadel made it theirs.
Absolutely. So now if you look at it, there's a lot that I've loved here. The one-sided Emma has been working out pretty well. If you look at a lot of what TOC has tried to do, they've been stopped from Mother herself, right? She knows best. But with that, Vess is trying to get that follow-up. hasn't always been there, but man, I just love the commitment. You don't need 6, get the 1.
Yeah, get 1, especially if it's a priority target like Terran, which is what's happened twice now. And actually in the last fight, elected to throw it right at Jerky and get that pick. I mean, that's totally fine. You don't need a 6-piece. You just need to ensure you get the KO.
I mean, bro, it's not often in the one hero moment to make the difference. Terra, he had that Kraken impact and energy with the neutral hit to stop it. I mean, that is what these moments are made for as the magic comes out from Jerky to take that high ground.
Yeah, the portal is going to be their solution here. Very similar to what we saw before. But the entirety of Team Liquid Citadel is holding up on their high ground, ready for it. Mind Spotter available. Good movement there by Pauly to set up, but that gets bursting quickly.
You already know this is going the distance now as you look towards the top. See how they choose to approach this. So far, ooh, I love the aggression of the Ironwood wall already, right? Just trying to be unstoppable as Groot is best. Best one, looking for that fight.
You don't always need to use it to wall off Vanguards. It is a nice tool to just keep you healthy and give you some overhealth too. Energy trying to match back and mark the off-angle play from Jerky and Terra. Some good comms there.
Absolutely, Energy just hunting for more. It looks like the sides are swapped at this moment. Quickly gonna get rid of that mine. Great awareness from Terra in the chaos. Making organization through all of this is disgusting.
That was some clean tracking by Terra. The res comes through from Nero. Numbers still even. I believe the passive, yes, has been popped here. On the side of Jerky, and Terra finds another. So clean right now.
Listen, the fans can be hard of Na'Vi on Terra for maybe not getting that last point stop, but hey, he's harder on himself, and he's showing it right here. That's what fuels this king the best, putting it on their side. Fate finds another. Pauly to trade. Pauly finding so much value. Spittery, hold on now. Just get 2. Get the portal back for more. Now, as it's going to be Na'Vi clearing up that point.
Yeah, just trying to stall the point until the team is ready. Energy now going through with the strange.
Goes right back in.
Yeah, right out the other side. Yeah, you can use that. I mean, it's all about just getting that touch for a moment. You reset with your teams here, and that's exactly what they did. Really good comms there. Nobody had fallen out of a portal. That's pretty much what you're looking for every time. As Cooper stops backward.
Cooper there, just so perfection, right? Because he's about to have ult as well. Just get the early pick, and if he goes down, if no one else falls, and they have the Cooper pick, there's the res, even more. The pressure going back, 100%. There's the cars, see they fold.
Yeah, really good Emma pick into this thing. Who Terra finding Vess right off the back of that comment. Clean work, Na'Vi out with a vengeance. Spittery with the rage of Ultron, but is that rage enough to get a KO? It is not. Instead, gets taken out of the sky by the demon that is Terra, make it 2. Jerky, Raj finding another, and Raj has been a difference maker in every single one of these maps.
Yeah, listen, it was a quick point take, especially in comparison to what happened on the other side. At least the strat ults are down if you are a fan of TLC on Na'Vi's side. Either way, still have the 2 important offensive ults needed to get the job done. How crazy nowadays, right? The Raj ult, the Magneto, not always defensive, right? The aggression is there for the Mags these days.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't necessarily need to answer, although I think you can essentially double the value if you cancel it all at the same time. A lot of the time they're doing that for something like Bucky to shut that down fast, but Raj is just landing these things left and right, constantly being a threat. The best Magnetos in the game. Up in the sky now. There's that meteor we're talking about, and thrown to the side. What an idea with a flick, but no, it does not work out.
Yes, I mean, throw down, slam down. We've seen a lot of airballs, if you could say, right? I mean, looking at it though, can they make a difference and change what we've seen in the history of this MSF? And that is point 2 being capped instantaneously. We have 3 minutes, 23 seconds on the board. Large trucks are ready. Strat ults are in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, the tough side of missing those is it words. Good idea with the Glartrox, but it does not work. Jerky finding Pauly. Jerky has been really strong on this Wolverine, and that was the change in tone for the last on the defense. It held him for a while. Terra says, I'll throw my Glartrox and take out Cooper. Energy finding 1, but numbers still up here for Na'Vi on the attack.
Yeah, both the superstars just showing out, but one using the monster to the advantage. That's been in Terra's favor right now. The neutral and the pop of the gun. Cheers. There it is. We see if we can find more. Just like that, bait level Crook ready. If you're press the Q, shoot.
Yeah, bait and Crook actually going to be the first to pop here, but that's a huge tackle. Instead, using it offensively. No, I like that play to slow down. Allow your Wolverine to just dice up everyone. So well played there by Jerky, and now you can engage in the next fight with Fate.
Yeah, you're going to have the time now, though, to be able to push that. 88 with Cooper, 94 and more, but Terra's not even going to allow there to have a door. Pushing through and hunting. Pauly sees it from afar. Man, this could be a tough touch here. Is this going to be the thing? I mean, can they even get there without just getting smoked?
The momentum is palpable here. You talked about giving him an inch and they'll take a mile. How about a map as Terra drops Vest? Polly trades it into Terra, though. That's a big pick, and there's the commitment from both. And the last man bang lands, but into a Sia, so nobody takes too much damage. That is not going to be the ult they were expecting.
Yeah, throws up, and unfortunately can't throw down now. It's quickly time at 2 minutes. There it is. Speedery up in the eyes as Vest will clobber time, ready to go. Energy getting dangerously close to low. Clark's ready again as Raj unable to connect for what it seems like the
and a huge clobbering time though, but even better tackle there by Trust Me to not allow that to work out. So much matching back and forth.
Yeah, a game of ultimates? Not really. It's just all neutral right now, time and time again from these stars. More and more being able to dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge as the Clarks come out. Terra wants to change the script, looking for more. The monster comes up empty.
Throwing it over the point like that, that is some ball knowledge as we see Terra commit heavy into the invisible boundary from level 1 Crook. This is the time they need to pick, and they got it. Vest falls here. We're going to see the next answer, but the res comes through.
Yeah, right now what you're trying to do, you can get this point up if you have to. Just try to get that ult back a little bit, right? Because you're going to just drain that clock. Tick, tick, tick. As the clock goes down, and Paulie, what a great way to do it, right?
Yeah,
what we call the the worst ult in the game. It's a great time waster.
Yeah, you just want to set up mines because you know they're coming in soon. If you're tracking with Fate, this Raging Royal Flush, which is any moment now, or how about right now, will this work? Na'Vi on the attack. They need to make this work out at 51 seconds. No picks yet. Psyche lied. Vest finds, or excuse me, Fate finds Vest. Make it 2, Fate, and Jerky drops energy.
Fate looks to make their destiny to push through number 3 here as 2.97 up and out, 39 seconds down. We know they only need milliseconds though, as if any indication from point in match number 4. We've got 2 minutes and 1 second left. Cooper have an ult. They definitely have an advantage on that side. The portal, this is good.
I like this a lot, yeah. I mean, this, if you don't use portal on retake, you need to use it on early. It's all about stalling here. They're just going to try to play right outside this portal on the edge of the point, buy time. What we're seeing a lot of the best teams do. But when you have Terra there, who just deletes you, it's a different story. It doesn't stall for long. How about just milliseconds? Goodbye to everybody, but it does force out an ult.
Yeah, that just felt like they just dragged them to the trash. I mean, just one quick button there of the delete alt 4. I mean, looking at it though, you don't want to give too much time for Na'Vi, especially on Crook's side, to get up for that defensive measure. You're still really looking in favor on that ult economy.
You're going to come back in heavy here, Cooper, knowing that they won't have an answer for tracking properly. We'll see if that works out. Yes, there is the engage now. Vest holding on to the clobber time. Speedery quickly waiting until an aggressive play. Polly finding Crook now. Liquid Citadel down another number. Speedery falls with ult in hand. Comes back in quickly. Vest drops Raj, making 2 on it, Trust Me. And right into that front line with a minute left. Team Liquid Citadel are still holding about halfway.
Vest the best says, say the line, and it's him punching through the front line. You have a plan to get punched right in the mouth. Shib. Vest doing just that here for the fantastic 6 of Liquid Citadel. Speedery having that ult ready. But now, just like that, the scales have been tipped back over to Na'Vi, put it in their hands.
Master of Magnetism, ready to press that Q button and launch it into a strat. Energy, though, says, nope, not here, and make that 3 falling disgusting work. And there is only 32 seconds if they can keep them at this door. They may not be able to get out here on portal.
Just relentless as the C is still there for the defensive play. Terra, this is your moment. We've seen it time and time again. If you're on the Winter Soldier, this time Elsa. Terra ready for more on the Glartrox. Now Raj as well for the hero play. Time ticking down. Here it is.
Glartrox skips lunch, and that's going to be 1 as Vest falls. Meteor M does land. Raj does not miss these things. Vest, though, trades that back. Trust Me says goodbye, Cooper. And out goes the boundary to ensure they can hold this point.
Yeah, I was going to say, unfortunately, you had Cooper fall before that, but at least you get the boundary out with it, right? So at this point, everything being blow for blow, equal on equal. Probably now just trying to get out onto the safety whenever the numbers are falling. Vest still wants every bit of it there falling on the point.
Trust Me, taking out Vest is another angle for Na'Vi to keep this moving. They are so clutch in these moments. Will they be able to make this work out, much like we saw in Araco?
Yeah, and they have, honestly, a ton of the favor here. Fate is going to go ahead and wait for that perfect time. The 3-2-1 on the Q. Energy 95 and up and out. We'll see if able to get it through, as we saw from Terra on the other side. Oh my goodness! What is happening as Terra finds one with a living, breathing bullet. There to revive. Fate finds the best. Everything clashing here.
Everybody is falling. There's no ultimate to answer. Trust Me gets eaten, but not for long, as now the Psionic Seduction is also available. Raj with another pick, and Na'Vi are clutching up in OT, almost pushing the entire thing at overtime. This team is so locked in right now.
Coopers, and he made it to the, he's 93 and up, but there's no time left. 0.195, there's the cards to fold. Both ults coming up and down. The last stand slams down from Jerky. It's it. 3-3 Shib. Oh overtime.
We are taking this to overtime. I mean, come on now with these two teams.
There's no way. Kevin Foggy's like, write this down, write this down. We need to make a new movie from this thing because that was absolutely crazy. Once again, look at these stats.
My,
hey,
come on.
59, just a casual 59 eliminations on the side of Terra. 47. This is about to be a record match here, at least at the pro play.
Yeah, I thought 33 wasn't going to get beat today, but Terra's already with 31 finals. This guy is genuinely just built different.
No, honestly, I mean, 31 answers to the question of can you get 0.3. And Shib, I mean, they were a Wakanda mile away from 0.3. And the fact that they were able to continue to find the clutch vein in them. Na'Vi always seems to find a will and a way.
They just didn't really have an answer to stop the Raging Royal Clutch. They had Clobbering Time, they had Glartrox, and they had Polly on the penny. I mean, there's really not much. Ooh, the counter. Oh, this could be sick.
Oh, this is a
eyes on here, folks. Strap in, as this might be a clippable play. Hashtag chat. Let's make this one happen here as we look at Jerky.
Will the meme become a dream even at the top level, Shib? We're about to find out if, once again, TLC will let victory just slip through the fingers as the last second remains. Oh, Shib, I'm absolutely seated.
And this might be a counter portal play. Instead, they're electing to not use it. They're going to try to find a kidnap. Jerky does find one! Goodbye, Polly! Come on, Jerky!
And swoosh goes the net. Absolutely disgusting there. Jerky with the style points now as Terra can go and continue the hunt. Now forced to go ahead and just do the full stoppage.
And that gives heavy ult percentage here for Jerky on the Wolverine. Last stand now, climbing quickly, gonna be back in the fight with the team. Big brain play there. Clutch moments, clutch players. Cooper and Speedery though! Oh! Speedery is not done! Rage of Ultron, who needs it? I am Ultron as he walks through point one!
Relentless, electrifying energy, Speedery, the duelist on TLC. Get it done in the neutral, 10 seconds to the countdown, pushing the Panther forward.
In the downside of not having Portal in that moment. You can't get back. I mean, but I don't know, it could have.
Hey, style points. You got the farming of the aura, all right? Who needs a ship trophy if you got the clip?
Oh, what a .1 take here. Is now the defense side of Na'Vi. He's gonna have to regroup. Ult advantage actually gonna be in favor of TLC on that win.
Yeah, listen, it's still kind of a mile away to get some of these ults. Cooper just look for his survivability now. His energy is low and out. Terra gonna find that trade. Raj do the same, and now gonna have to get that portal back on their side of things. But can you stall long enough? Best should be able to do that as Paulie is something to match.
It's all about just trying to stall to get all, but no, wow. I mean, Na'Vi just so good in the neutral. Another pick onto energy. Doesn't matter if you have the BRB, we're gonna delete you all. Terra is just angry. Vest falls here too. For another pick, and there it is. The double, OT ticking down. I don't think they get here. It's gonna be a hope for 4.2.
They're gonna be able to jump through the portal to get the sliver on the clock, but Jerky gonna go ahead and try to finish up, slice, dice, and the job is done. And he can get up the ramp. But folks, being able to cap that point with only, I mean, no time at all, and on top of that, having to wait for that, what was the first fight as Paulie fell through the magic. Either way, great job, because if Na'Vi were to lose another fight, the ult would have been in favor of TLC, and at that point, we've all been there before in our ranked games, you know.
100%. Yeah, I mean, Na'Vi did exactly what they needed to do. It's what I'm saying about Clutch. They came back, and in the neutral, the only way they win that, because they're down in all advantage, is getting picks. Raj finds one, another one comes through, next Terra gets two, and then the fight's over. Granted, it's a full .1 push, and then out the door. There's plenty of fight opportunities for the defensible side of Liquid Citadel.
Yeah, I mean, again, I pulled up the dictionary under clutch here, and it just says Terra over and over. I mean, listen, man, 66. Surely we won't hit the big 70 burger, my friend, but right now, looking close to it. As a minute on the clock, though, just requires perfect play, right? Like what Speedery and Energy did there cannot be undermined because of how crazy that is to do.
But if anyone could do it, it's Na'Vi.
Listen, and I know Terra, we know and we expect him to be able to do it. This is where we need to see Jerky shine, right? They're going to go with the double hit scan. That's the gamble they're willing to make. But with Fate and more on the back, I like it.
Yeah, the double poke here, the priority is to look for Speedery, try to get the flyer out the sky. We made a big difference on that attack.
Big difference, though, too, is they're going to have Portal, right? So they can have Portal to at least continue that contest there of point number one. But it's going to be two fights, right? We're going to mainly have two fights here to decide if we're going to get ourselves that. I mean, honestly, I'm speechless at times of how these have been finishing. Moving forward now, once again, Terra, Jerky,
No, it's been a movie. Yeah, I mean, there's no other way to put it, man. It's been an absolute movie between these two teams right now. Terra walking forward, farming that all quickly, 11% and climbing, looking to potentially take height, noticing that the team set up there and has to reset down main.
Yeah, just good awareness from Speedery. They know they are hunted. There's the trap. Vesto taking a lot of bullets early, but that also fuels up the strat side right now. Leaning paper slightly over to the side of Na'Vi. Jerky needed to answer the call, and there it is. They're going to bring back Polly once again with it, and there's Faith with the pick. Is TLC.
That was the bait all along. The BRB, they walked forward right out of mines, but Terra is not giving up. Polly falls now, and the numbers are up in favor of Na'Vi.
Yeah, where there's a will, there's a way. Crook 62% up.
goodness.
Look out for it as it's relentless as Jerky trying to find more, pushing, making, imposing their will is Na'Vi for the EMEA. The Kings will not be dethroned so easily. Terra finds 2. He's over 70, folks.
This is insane. The entirety of Team Liquid Citadel, I don't believe will portal this. Maybe they will, but yeah, it's all about this next fight. They need to ensure they win this. Na'Vi, however, doing an incredible job. Have ult advantage. Can the neutral side of Liquid Citadel be the same as Na'Vi?
Yeah, and listen, Cooper's at 81, right? Crook on the 92. That's where you want to look, is how they choose to survive and aggress. Gonna give a little bit of space here that they can give. This first pick meaning everything. We see the Raccoon Nero going up in the wall there, set up a space for the respawn peak.
Well, they've got to get there to touch in a moment. Vez using shield quickly. Boundary goes out. That could be massive. Glortrox is here. Terra drops Polly. The Glortrox goes out. That's 2, 3. Fate finds another. Polly falls. And that's going to be the win, I believe, here from Na'Vi, who are so clutch.
The final boss continues to remain on the throne, folks. Flipping and dipping what was a 3-1 now to the favor in the odds of their direction.
Unbelievable. It's like you never know with these two teams. You cannot predict it. 5-4, and look at this guy's stats on the MVP.
I mean, this is the most disgusting performance we have seen at this level of play with the stakes so high. Dude. I mean, 76, 40, brother, 40. We've seen the videos of like one above all versus bronze. It's like those are the stats you see there, but not here with the top 2 team going at it.
52k damage, 40 finals, 76 in 12. Terra, are you kidding?
I mean, folks, if you go back, all right, Araco, they were able to somehow miraculously stop that and give it to their favor. Everything was against them there. Here, Wakanda, there was a mile to go, and they got the point pushed through. And, Shiv, how do they keep finding those answers? I mean, obviously, we know he's terrifying, but for me, it's the rest of that plan going in. And Jerky, can we just highlight that other half of the equation stepping up where needed?
I can't stress it enough. It's like every time Na'Vi needs to clutch, they do. TLC put themselves in an incredibly strong position. They found an early pick. It doesn't matter. The team just knows how to play around it. They drop back, retake, get the pick to even the odds, and go right back at them. Na'Vi so aggressive. Liquid Citadel getting caught on their heels.
Again, it was a dream. It was slowly going to a nightmare. This team was on the big stage before. It slipped through their fingers. How? Because all the games going their way, there was not enough time to fight back. Here, though, now, flipping there's odds, and guess what, Ship? You look at it, domination. And how fitting is it that with domination at play, potentially, we got TLC, who were the Kings. We've always considered them of that, but one team has always looked the part, and it's Na'Vi.
Yeah, 2 in a row on them here after 26 straight. I mean, they've got their number, no doubt. They need to try to bounce back right now, but Na'Vi need to clutch this up. If you're a fan of Na'Vi, you need to lock in and hope that they've got this, because I'll tell you what, they have not stopped their momentum. Is now going to be the time. Is Liquid Citadel able to find it, or will they falter right now, being down 3-2?
Yeah, right now, just trying to really, it's like, how do you even go back and battle plan after what just happened, right? It's like, because it's, what are we doing wrong? You look at it, you try to circle, it's like, really not much, right? And that's why they call it a game of inches. There isn't, massive miles, yards of mistakes. It's the smallest, microest decisions. And now, just the most important pick and ban phase to try to give your team any slight advantage in what is the most important matchup of these two teams' career.
This is game point here. First of 4, best of 7. We've taken it deep in the tournament so far. Na'Vi trying to shut it down now before it gets to that number. See if they're able to do that. But I'll tell you what, this team, both teams have been playing their hearts out.
No, I agree. Listen, I mean, it feels like we are quite literally watching. I know Doomsday is coming out a little bit later here, but there's some type of Avengers movie going on, and I'm not sure which side is which. It's blow for blow, right? Whenever you have all the heroes going after each other, there's nothing but chaos with it. But man, right now, we are absolutely seated for these superstars in Marvel Rivals, giving it all they got. Again, both of these just shut down so close to greatness. Paulie coming over here from the EMEA to try to earn the crown. Tara leaving here, going and finding a will and a team that wants that same drive, finds it in Na'Vi, and listen, I'm pretty sure they got what they paid for.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, you got to shout out the backline who are clearly enabling Tara. Tara is playing hyper aggro, staying up 24/7 in these fights. Raj with the bubble, there is a lot of pocket going on, but if it nets value like that, there is no reason to change your game plan. 52k damage from Tara is disgusting.
No, absolutely here. And where do you take it, right? Because you've tried now to flip the script a couple of times. Obviously, as close as you could plausibly get to it, but you're now running out of the maps that are favorable to your odd ship.
Yeah, you probably want to try to go to a map that favors Flyers or your Ultron comp, so maybe Krakoa. I'm not 100% sure what they're going to select, but that makes sense to me. Is a team that loves that composition. They've been guaranteeing that they get to save that Ultron every time, and looks like we're going to be heading into this thing quickly. It is back against the wall time here for Team Liquid Citadel. Na'Vi have them on the ropes. Will they get the KO?
Absolutely, and again, we've said it once, this is going to be the most important time to not only put all the strategy, that mental behind, but the physical will in a way. And Tara, when I interviewed him up there on stage, I'm like, how do you do it? Did you hear the words coming from him? Like, when everything is going up against you, my friend, how do you just put it at the seat of the chest, as he continued to say, and be that guy?
Yeah, I mean, there's got to be aimbot in that cowboy hat. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying at this point. This guy is locked in. Brainbot, he's just hitting everything, huge ultimates every time, and walking down the opposition. It is like, try to drop the boss before you can move forward, but with this much pocket, by this much talent, it's very difficult to do that.
Oh, sweet and good. I mean, this is Marvel Rivals at the highest play, and just still, again, I say so early in the scene. We saw last year our opening kickoff year, right? Confetti going off. Then we had what many call the roster mania, putting together dream teams. And we saw in America, for a great example, some of the best players spread across the board. We condensed them from 5 to 3, a couple of these powerful teams to answer back. Because again, EMEA continues to put up their own Citadel, their own fortress for the trophy to go through it. Now to break down what we've continued to see on the Heat, Tetra in the desk, what have you seen?
Heat, Cozy. Heat we have seen. This is such an incredible series right now. And what I really want to bring up, Vodable, is how quick some of these attacking rounds have gone.
It's so insane to see, back in the day, we used to have, long first point holds, and then the second point where a lot of these convoy maps would end out. But because of the Gambit composition that we are currently in the meta, the speed boost and damage and rage and fury that we've seen from these teams, it's just on another level in this competition.
Yeah, everyone's just got better at knowing who to isolate, who to focus as well in some of these team fights to make it quicker, right? If you can hit that Gambit ult, you can get the Raging Royal Flush on the go, you take down a strategist, you know how much of an advantage you have in that fight, that you just have to press forward and start to walk them down. And we've got two incredible teams who know exactly when to hold them and when to fold.
You've also got to bring up, though, just how crazy it is. It's down to, like you said, that efficiency. It's down to some of these ultimates. But looking at the meta, if someone showed you a screen with Adam, Ultron, Penny being in the meta and then told you that this meta is quick and defenses sometimes just get wiped on first point, I'd call you a lunatic. And yet, it keeps happening. It does get burst down sometimes. Also, it was mentioned on the cast, but we gotta shout it out. The risk and the bravery of Jerky to use the portal, the one possible re-engage tool on the defense, to catch Polly on that first engage, and then Na'Vi, despite not having the portal for the re-engage, still managed to bring it back. That is insane, Vodable.
You know why they were able to bring it back here, Tetra? Tara. Tara is the difference maker. 40 finals throughout that game, more than both Poly and Energy combined. And I think the biggest thing here is that Tara's been stepping up, filling in the presence that this team needs on the duelist side and going in those 1v1s and winning time after time against Energy.
It feels like anything you can do, I can do better between Tara and Energy at the moment. And now we pass the baton back to Energy. What can you do here in map number 6? 6 out of 7. Will we go all the way as we go into the lock and ban phase now? It is going to be a Magneto Protect on both sides, and for good reason. I think we've seen not only just how important the bubbles are, but even the Meteor M's have been really good in this grand final as well.
Ultron taken away by Na'Vi. If we're going to see Poly keep with that penny, we're at least going to make sure that they don't have their favorite robot friend following on behind. The Gambit secured by Na'Vi. You've mentioned it so many times, Vodable. You've been the true champion for this team up because it is so impactful. The zoning and positioning advantage it can offer is just unexaggeratable.
What's so interesting here, too, is that Team Liquid Citadel are doing basically the same bans we saw last time. The only difference, they aren't saving the Ultron, they're saving the Magneto, and I feel like that might be the way that they take this victory against Na'Vi.
Gambit Protect at the very end. We've already mentioned Adams being taken away. The final ban coming in for Na'Vi. The Rocket is taken away on both sides. Revives only available for the side of Liquid Citadel as the Adam is left available for them. And we'll start with you this time, Vodable. In what could be match point for Na'Vi, who do you have?
TLC. Oh, good job, Vodable. I think so too. Yeah, TLC.
You took the words from my mouth, and for this map as well. I think Team Liquid Citadel are going to give us our first ever Map 7 game grand final.
Gaskin,
Na'Vi are going to win this one. No, I'm joking.
Hey.
It's TLC. We're going to 7.
It was worth a try. Let's send it back over to our casters, Iron, Shib, and Cozy, for what could be our final map.
Alrighty, buddy. I mean, here we are. We have found ourselves now at the at Krakoa. I mean, how appropriate.
Oh, nice, yeah.
The domination once again happening. And there's, listen, we're casters. We love to analyze the little things. What can we point out? There's really like not a lot to say because the gameplay is doing most of the speaking for us.
Yeah, I mean, the walls of the Citadel cracking a little bit. I'll tell you what, Na'Vi sneaking in. They are looking very strong in moments that they need to, and that's what it's all about when you have this much talent on both sides.
Right? It's not like even bursting through the front door. It's just like slipping and sneaking into the Citadel, if you will, one at a time to get it done. As 22 seconds and our overview of the decisions and the pathing to take. We have Cherokee on the Devil, ready to let out that hell we've continued to see from these duelists. Speedery, the Psylocke, we're starting to see some big, deeper sleeper picks.
Oh, but Vesh just gets deleted instantly, trust me. Into the front line of the Thing, it is very strong to have Emma, especially 100 charged up, Diamond Form, pulling Crystal. You just get deleted. Showcase right there as the point immediately gets taken by Na'Vi.
Yeah, no, absolutely here as Terra. Once he finds blood and sniffs it, he hunts for more as they're going to go ahead and tick that time up. Now, this is a point that's not the easiest to take, too. We've seen this one be contested for a good while. Big time fast take here from Na'Vi.
They're dropping backward now, using some of that damage boost through Invis. There's different comps here. Pauly finding the first pick now onto Trust Me. Gives him up a number, 20% already. And climbing, Team Liquid Citadel's trying to claim the space.
Yeah, able to at least get one out of there because you can't give too much of that comfort time to him. And with Cooper already up to 80%, there's once again the favor of the odds of TLC to put that aggression on. Go ahead, press the Q right as it's ready. 98, 99, and more. Here we go, Shib.
And Jerky's like collecting cooldowns right now, like trading cards. Everything has been committed. Out goes another Raging Royal Flush. Energy finding the pick onto Crook. The portal has been committed to from Trust Me, which will be back by the end of the map. But well done on the retake by Liquid Citadel early on at 45%.
And finding those yokais even through the portal is Speedery on the Psylocke. Again, with those big changes, you have to be that much closer, 8 meters in as Psylocke to be able to get those quick hits of the assassin.
Citadel now prepping for the next fight. Energy very close to ult. We've seen Energy on Magneto actually be a huge problem stepping into the conversation. The kid's just good on virtually everyone as they are trying to own that high side, but already having to give it up.
Yeah, a lot of their wins and all of their moments have come from Energy being on that, being able to play with what is the triple Vanguard. Pauly on the EMA as well, didn't have that available. Terra with the Gambit cards ready to fuel the king himself of the DPS duelist. There's the Glartrox. Oh! The 7th member of TLC finds it and stops it, which is the pillar of Krakoa.
Could have been the force physics or the right click from Energy to push back, to force that, but Jerky gets 2. Energy trades it into Crook, which is a big pick. Jerky falls. Now, somebody stop Energy, who's out here with a vengeance. Trust me, onto Vesh, Speedery. Oh, that's a nice cleanup.
It's Dan's execution with the sword and the blade, but Terra, he won't be denied once again. Single-handedly sitting on the point alone as Cerebro overlooks the map.
This is unbelievable. This guy is an absolute unit on the battlefield. Vess having to drop back. The point is still in Liquid Citadel's control.
Yeah, that's actually a big call out. The fact that they were able to keep that thing alive and healthy now as they find more, 65, 66 and up. If you look at what they have, Cooper getting close to that ult to find more, but Jerky has found those value picks. Speeder with the dash and the slash and the finish.
Tell you what, Psylocke looking pretty good right about now, trying to apply some pressure. Raj now into Cooper. Goodbye to Paulie, too. Make it fast, and level 1 Crook with a vengeance on the point. Finds it. Some cleanup.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the fact that was Cooper over Nero was massive because now things slow down as you've got yourself, 61, 62 as...
Oh, this
is a disgusting stagger. An absolute disgusting stagger there to allow Energy to join his team way late. 70% they've already matched it.
With a world record stagger, they are going to be gaining on that percentage, 80% across the board now. We are heading to Final Fight territory with Force Portal.
Yeah, you're just begging, just take me down, please, as now Terra is going to continue to try to do this.
That pocket.
It's just disgusting. I mean, they have so much cooldowns available to continue to fuel him. There's the cards rolling, Cooper committing. Oh, connecting to short, only a couple there, and now going to go with the aggression. Not fighting anything, Ship. This is a must-win battle.
Oh, that was a great take of that health pack. Energy walking forward now, no longer on that Magneto. Said nobody is. The current moment, Terra with the Glartrox. That one does land onto Nero. Energy falls too, and Na'Vi are looking to take this first map. It looks like they just might. Speedery trading back into Jerky, but I don't think it matters. As the rest of Team Liquid Citadel fall, no portal comes out. It's a matter of time.
And Ship, that's the worst way to fall for so many reasons, but mainly look over there to the back line. Level 1 Crook has ult ready. Gambit the same. So now going into this next point, it's the championship trophy standing right there for Na'Vi to grab and hold up.
It's not only game, set, point, match. One more Dom map win, and it is over. Liquid Citadel, the definition of not only being backs against the wall, but pushed 20 inches up the wall. Can they clutch into a terrifying Terra who's 13-0?
This full team of Team Liquid Citadel, the almost, the maybes, the want, the drive, the best of the best that America had to offer right now, even for these Avengers coming up short as now backs are completely against the wall, Ship. We find ourselves gate open. Domination Kings of the region our side, but right now Na'Vi looking in control as Fate is looking to paint their destiny.
Fight advantage here for Na'Vi as well. It's very difficult to win the next first fight if you have been defending point, because typically the attacking team uses cooldowns to get there. So since they have committed, they will be able to use that early Raging Royal flush to try to get them the point and then Crook with the boundary. It's going to be tough for Liquid Citadel to get this thing.
Yeah, honestly, Speedery trying to get this execution is going to be massive here. Trying to get the ult, see what you can kind of flush out there. That's the only really hope as Crook is up and able as well. 85%, Nero going to match, so now there's a little bit of a will in a way.
Speedery dropping backwards, 90% now, very close. There's that Raging Royal flush. Patty kicking back and forth. Nero also forces out the boundary. Fate does the same, or Crook does the same, excuse me, as we see the Venn diagram on point, but nobody's gone down just yet.
Now you have Speedery's ult, and this is where you're going to find that value down. The Yokai Slayer trying to get the dance and the finish. There's the invisibility. Oh, the trap! That's why it's so huge! Terra catches another superstar!
Yeah, that team up is so strong into dive this season, which has made dive far less prevalent, especially with a hero like this can do so much percent-based damage! A huge Glartrox, but immediately gets deleted. Great focus here by Na'Vi, who almost fell instantly.
Just an answer to every single thing that happens out here. At the bubble to finish Cooper, they found nothing. Last ult from the Gambit. There's the fear up in the air. Raj has hit him. Dodge dipped away. Massive job there as Vasquez match the same. The slice, the dice, the finish. Wow. Two go down for 30% on the point, but it's going to go to TLC.
Not a bad percentage retake there from the side of Liquid Citadel, but well done by Na'Vi as they are building those ults quickly. Terra, Jerky, trust me, when I have ult early on in this next fight in comparison to Paulie and Vess.
Yeah, it's going to be how does the frontline answer, right? When you have the entire just lethality of Terra and Jerky that have continued to just put and impose their will on the region, look to do it over here on the side of America. Paulie, Veswa have eyes on the prize. Terra taking that back flank. Look out.
The onslaught on the Citadel, will it hold strong? Will the walls remain? Early on, Psionic Seduction onto Vess. Healing backwards, using some of those cooldowns to stall, but Jerky the pressure onto Speedery, who somehow escapes with a nice clone switch in that moment. Well done with the team up. Chase as Vess finds Terra. Energy is able to take down Trust Me, and a second pick comes through from Speedery on this Psylocke.
That's the best, Speedery. They all want a piece of the pie here as they finish Paulie getting included as well. 50% and up. Terra, Jerky, patience on the ult. Nero has the match in the finish now. So look at what they have. Cooper gonna have time as well to fuel it up.
If anyone's gonna match Raj on the Magneto, it is Vess. So this switch, kind of playing into their strengths, is Jerky. Silently walks forward.
They're not just ore farming, but also trying to find his will in a way. Vesro, look at the positioning of Vesro over here on the Magneto as the Devil's let out. Will hell rain down? Only one gets sent back down to below.
And there is the Raging Royal Flush. The Glartrox is massive from energy, or Psych, I lied right back at him as Terra is able to make that work as Rajaro and Trust Me get 2 picks, and this retake will be Navi's.
That's massive because Nero with the invisible boundary is gone and finished, but with that, you still have Coop to remain. Fate does fall, but Terra able to claim the point right back, right? 35%. Now, no long stagger this time. Everybody going to be together as one. This is your moment, Avengers. Can you get it to get this point back and make it 1-1 in our zones of Krakoa?
86% here. Team Liquid Citadel. 50 and climbing for Na'Vi. The answer is there with the invisible boundary in the Meteor M. The Glartrox and the Raging Royal Flush is what they are looking for. Will this attack work as it begins now?
Pressure makes Diamond Ship and championships as well. It's going to be Speedery trying to hunt through the invincibility energy, trying to find his dinner time, unable to come up with anything in return. Trap coming out, fighting more. It's going to be the Emma. Up goes Raj. Can he slam down the Meteor? Oh! He finds the biggest of his career.
That is a huge throw onto Cooper of the back line. Getting rid of one of those strategists who are no longer able to build ult is going to put them in a very tough spot after committing.
Yeah, and right now, Speedery, Veswa, Paulie, this is it. This is what you have. Do you want to be champions to continue this thing, or Na'Vi claim it for the EVA once again? Ship, it's 80-80. Points on the line. Here we go.
It's all about neutral early on. TLC will have a ton of ults if they're able to stall for just a moment. No answer yet from Na'Vi, besides a Psionic Seduction. 4% and a dream for Na'Vi. Can they keep this pressure on? Overtime has begun. There is the dance of the Cutterfly heading towards the front line here. Nobody falls. The kiting has begun. Fate's in a tough spot. Vess trying to get the pick on a Terra, who does, throwing a bus at his feet and gets that KO. Here's going to be the Meteor Ram and tries it out of the sky, misses that, but still gets that switch. The portal will be matched right back.
Yeah, we're in the end game now, Shiv, as the portal comes out. The heroes to follow. Energy, Cooper, and more.
Used everything.
Across the board. Big thing, though, we said Terra on Strange now. Your best player. That clutch factor might be missing.
Tries to use the team up to push back into point. 2%. Can they get there? They do not! We are going to map 3!
We've got ourselves a banger, and I mean, we keep saying this whole tournament, expect the expected, and of course, this thing gonna get stretched out that much more. How perfect, man, just like it came, right? The portal comes, they come out, the heroes, they save the day. We've been calling them US Avengers forever now, but it is Thanos's on the other side, not 1, but 6 in this case.
Honestly, I want to shout out Speedery on that switch. I think that Psylocke, surprisingly, even in this meta, is looking very, very strong.
I mean, even coming up empty on what was the ult there, right? Being able to remain calm, still get the pick in the finish, but Vess, right? Yeah. They signed this man for a reason. They picked him up right within the preseason. After you're looking at that, they said, this is our guy. Show up big on the biggest stage, doing just that. Of course, though, shining bright on the stat department, the one, the only.
Oh my goodness. I mean, we've said, are you not entertained? But are you not entertained? This could not be more back and forth. I genuinely, in every moment, have no idea who's going to win the fight.
You can feel through the screen the want and the desire to win. I mean, just everything on the line through both these teams. And sacrifices have been made time after time. Terra moving across the water, across the pond to join, having, that butt of the head with Trust Me, the leadership. They were able to calm things through and make what was their super team. It's all come down to right here, right now. Krakoa Ship, I can't.
And as the boats pass each other, Paulie was going this way. So
yeah, exactly.
As we go to map 3, this is nuts. But you can see the ults on screen right now. The advantage in Navi's favor. Will they be able to come out on top?
Folks, we've been looking for the full best of 7 through grand finals now, time after time, Ship. Will this be that moment? We're as close as you can ever get, but once again, we look at the ult department. Fate definitely well above the rest to be able to use what they do best, and that is maximum momentum and aggression.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight to win here for TLC. If they're somehow able to kite this battle or retake quickly, it'll be in their favor. Na'Vi just does not want to overcommit. Fate, one of the best in the backline alongside Crook. Trust me, that comms leader, the positivity, the mentality, the desire to win this isn't enough.
Are you that guy, right? I mean, that is what these best of the best are telling themselves. Speeder in the invisibility, got to dash up, look for more, trying to find Jerky. It's gonna be the flex on flex, and there it is, all eyes on the Immas as it's, trust me, looking and hunting. But with that, Nero's gonna get the boundary up and ready. Fate in that ult, gone just like that, Chip. This point's gonna be a long battle.
That's a trade there, a positive trade for Liquid Citadel. Nobody has gained point just yet, a lot of commitment. Now the boundary goes out from level 1 Crook. There is no answer. Well done. Using that offensively, and that's the power of Invisible Boundary.
Getting the patience here, right? Cards ready, it has all four. Activate and go. What do you have? Push forward if you want to will it away. Garchuk's out, no off map. Coming up empty once again. Energy's gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way with guns in the tip. There's the low-level Crook out of here as Terra and Raj don't match the same.
Yeah, Cooper goes down, and Polly. Yeah, point still in their favor here. TLC, are the lights too bright in this moment? No major play out of a lot of commitment. Na'Vi, however, playing very smart.
Yeah, there should be no flashy moves here for quite a while, right? Both these teams, outside of Raj and Poli, gonna have to slow it down, break it down. Speedery, though close to the Dance of Butterfly, no connection last time, but time is ticking here, Ship. 34%. Can't give them much more space here to give them room to run.
Molly walking forward, Sonic Seduction is available, likely trying to use some of those cooldowns, but instead, that was insane by Jerky to read the ultimate and shut that down, and the rest will fall after the fact. Incredible work by the Wolverine player, the one of the few that are making work at this level.
The last dance, man, the last stand. Are you joking? As Terra now on hunt mode, 58%, they can smell the championship.
We talked about backs against the wall. It is getting tighter and tighter here for Liquid Citadel. What a play by Na'Vi.
Yeah, Speeder going on over to the Black Cat. Leo's got the invisible boundary. Cooper to follow. They're going to have plenty of the offense to answer, but then you've got to be able to stand the test of time through the point, right? Even if you take it, you can't give up too much. 80% Ship, 89 and up for best. The big hero moment's fate to be the first to pull. Here we go, Raj in the airship, goes up, slams down.
Oh! What a shield there, I believe. Just using that to their advantage. Raj still able to take out Cooper, and that fight will be the detriment here of the side of Team Liquid Citadel. 95% and climbing. Can they get here? I don't believe they can. Are you kidding? The OT ticks down. They're trying to stay on point. They came from Europe with a dream. They leave Los Angeles. There's gonna be the portal. It's coming in. No way. Are you joking? They leave with the trophy. Born to win. They have fulfilled the prophecy. Your new world champions, Na'Vi. Am I good?
Please celebrate Na'Vi and lift the trophy you so willingly deserved. The path once again goes through the EMEA. You are champions of Marvel Rivals Ignite Mid-Season Finals 2026. the absolute best match, best game of Rivals, the will, the way. There was only one Citadel standing strong through it, and it came in the hands of Na'Vi, champions that won't be denied. Once again, taking crown. Gotta go right now. First to Terra. Terra, you crossed the pond. You believe this team could get it done. What's going through your mind through all of this?
I mean, after we went down 2 maps, we didn't let it get to us. As I said, they're OTPs. They played the same stuff for the whole series, this whole tournament, and we beat it. That was the best comp, and we didn't need it.
Let's go. You love the passion. Jerky, my goodness, last year denied at the biggest stage. Now here in America, LA, you shut down what we call the American Avengers. Y'all were the Thanos. Tell me, what's through your mind?
I mean, it's just happiness, man. Like, we worked for this so hard, you know. We go through hardships, through wins, through losses. But hey, we're here, and Terra said it the best. We're the fucking champions.
We are the passion, baby! You'll love to see it. I gotta come over here. Oftentimes, the back line not getting the love, but oftentimes, fate, you made the destiny for this team. You're here once again, going back to China, Guangzhou. We're now here in LA. How do you feel?
The only thing I can think about is the fact that they got to take some more Europeans if they want a chance.
And I felt that. Hey, level 1 Crook. Baby, we're back. You're right here. You are a champion. What is going on through what was the most chaotic matchup where the backline needed the most in so many of those battles?
I mean, you know, in scrims, these guys, they're Rottweilers. You know, they're super aggressive. They bite hard. But in officials, you just read them and they start crumbling real fast and you just win.
Look at the memo, you know, the other guys were mean. A nice little compliment there, but also, trust me, Crook, my friend. Listen, I was there, I joined you on stage as you had yourself tears, so close to that dream to win that grand finals. Come back here shortly with a new team, the squad. What's going through your mind as this leader that has been through so much now with this team?
I just feel so happy. That's it. There's not much more. It feels rewarding.
And Raj, a man of few words, but those Magneto ults, they're speaking volumes, baby. What's going on through your head?
I mean, I finally got to play Mag in a tournament, so it feels really good.
Listen, y'all, let's give it up right now. Give everything you got. Email to the chat here in LA. Let's get the applause going. Once again, it is Na'Vi with that crown. And of course, welcoming to the stage, Danny Koo. Come up here because we've got an MVP through this tournament, through this chaos, to find yourself the winner, the dedication of all 6 that made it possible. Danny Koo, Ji Young. Where are you, Danny? There you are. Ji Young, give it up right now. Again, executive producer of Marvel Games. And Ji Young.
Yes.
The man who needs no introduction.
Hi, I'm Seo. Did everyone have a good time? All right, now we're gonna present the MVP award.
Yeah, hey, Danny. I think, you know, people, we might know who this MVP is. Is it somebody that traveled far?
Terra, congrats for being the final MVP. Here's your medal.
Terra is your 2026 mid-season final MVP. From the 70 elimination bomb to the 40 final hits, to the dedication to go to this team, to believe Terra, MVP. How do you feel? What is on your mind?
I mean, I feel phenomenal. I'm holding back all the emotions for later tonight. Because we win, we lose, we booze. But as I've done here today, I've proved to the world that I can beat LAN, I can beat NA, I can beat EU.
You love to see it. I have to ask you, you said there, I want to win, I want to retire. Do we still get more? Terra, what's going on in your mind right now? First response.
I mean, obviously, you got to finish this year off, and we'll see how that goes. Because I'm coming for the Grand Champ, too. Why not make it once when you can make it 2?
Job is not finished, folks. As we give a big thank you to you. Huge congrats to Na'Vi and across the board. Let's give it up. All rounds of applause for your winners as we thank everybody involved to make this possible. Your champions of the EMEA, the fight, the finish, the TLC, the teams that got here. Big thank you to Marvel Games, NetEase, Double G. Can we hear for Guang Guang, who's not here, everybody? But you know he's clapping. Thank you so much to the staff, the incredible production behind the scenes to make this possible, and all of you for coming out to make this dream of Marvel Rivals esports alive into the reality of how awesome the future is at stake. And we're just getting started. It's the mid-season finals. Danny.
We still have the grand finals. We are halfway there.
Absolute amazing moments and even more.
Yeah.
I think we could do one more, Danny. I think we could do one more applause as let's get one more lift of that trophy and finish this thing strong. Everybody, come on in. Your 2026 mid-season final champions, Na'Vi! From all of us to you, we want to thank you once again for coming to LA, watching online and supporting this beautiful thing. Have a great night. We'll be back for more. Season 9.5 starting soon. It's Danny Koo, Shi Young, your champions, Na'Vi.